Good morning. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Happy Tuesday.
I was chewing my RX bar, Sam. Appreciate you getting us going.
Glad to squash the fear.
I had a bunch of RX bar in my mouth.
No, yeah, that's... Gotta get rid of it.
Oh, those
Gotta
are
get it
delicious,
down.
but very fucking chewy.
Delicious?
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I wish they had a better selection here than just blueberry and...
Oh, did you get it from the Vibe?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gives me a little bit of energy that I need for the day.
Sure. No, yeah.
Considering her friend has been here for a few days and the fucking treats. Last night, Twix bars.
Did you have a
cookies, Twix? Mini ones, a few. They're just there on the counter.
Did you say one?
No, I like 3.
Okay.
And then some, well, actually 4 during the day, so 7
What?
total.
I thought you said I had 3. Well, actually 4 during the day. 7 was the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cookies.
No.
I can't, man. If they're there, I can't not do it.
What kind of cookies?
Chocolate chip with M&Ms in them.
Ooh.
Yeah, they fucking rule.
Yeah, I mean, I would indulge in that. I mean, I probably...
Chips.
I'm sure I had some cookies at some point yesterday, at points during the day. I do most days.
Yeah.
Most days are cookie days. Travis, do you find that to be the case?
I can't remember a day that wasn't a cookie day.
I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brain. The last day I didn't have a cookie.
I very rarely have a cookie. It's a nice treat.
Yeah.
A chocolate chip cookie? It's the great treat.
Yeah.
There's very few things better than a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
A Chewy Chips Ahoy.
A Chip Ahoy? I love a Chip Ahoy.
A Chip Ahoy.
These are more. I don't know what brand they are. They're very good though.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
it
hard.
sounds
They're not
right.
soft.
No, that's
It's hard
still,
to make a bad cookie.
That's true.
It can be done.
No, you know what? We've discussed peak freens. We've also discussed.
Well, that's a little serious.
Yeah.
It's a little serious for
This
me.
is a comedy show, Jim.
sourdough cookie. What are the other kind of cookies they have? Not sourdough.
I'll tell
Oh,
you.
I meant it's hard to make a bad chocolate chip cookie.
No, I know. I'm just thinking, like, what are the other? There's one. They're like the white puffy ones. They're not sourdough, not sugar cookies. I
That
can't.
sounds like an adult cookie.
You'll know the name as soon as I like the type of shortbread cookie.
Oh, I don't mind a shortbread cookie.
fuck with a
Dry
shortbread.
hunk of shit. It's like eating a fucking sponge.
Yeah, you do need a beverage.
Piece of shit.
You do need a beverage with it.
Look. Did anybody see the picture of Rosie O'Donnell? That's some
Shortbread.
Rosie O'Donnell. Someone said my teeth are dry. Did you see the Edgar Rosie picture?
No, I'd love to.
You saw it, Troy?
Yes. First thing I thought.
So yeah, they're
Yeah, that's a comparison you never want made.
no. So shortbread cookies are not necessarily good, but the rest of that stuff is fun to eat. Fuck.
Yeah, I love when one day the package of Oreos will be empty, and I'll go, well, that's it for the Oreos, and then the next day they're replenished, and we get to start the cycle once more.
nice.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
I haven't blown a load in a week.
Whoa.
Why?
Oh, that's company. I guess we could, but
You can't blow a load when there's company.
no, you can. But I just
No nocturnal emissions, nothing?
No, your day is
my.
just busy.
Right.
Like you're fucking.
What about the
busy.
evening?
Yeah, at night, just like they're out doing stuff.
Oh,
Turn
they
off
go
the
out.
Toilet.
Yeah, why don't you give yourself a nice self-release?
Good tug.
I
right.
guess so.
That's right. Is that what you would do if you're an engaged man now? If your fiance had company in your apartment and they were there for a long time,
And I was fired up.
the minute they went out,
Yeah, I would tug.
nice. What if they were both there but they weren't in the bathroom?
They could be out enjoying tea in the living room. And if I was wound up, I'd go tug in the toilet.
You would.
Sure.
That's right. And the toilet's right there. You put it right in there. Cleanup's easy.
And they think I was, maybe he was taking a dump.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they go like this. Oh, it must be embarrassing for him. We know he's taking a dump. And you
like,
go, aha. The trick's on you.
I fooled you.
Yeah, that's a good trick.
That is the worst feeling when you go to shit and you know you're gone long enough where they know you're shitting.
There's
I
no.
hate that.
Or there's like an acknowledgement of, the time that they know for sure that you're in there. Hey, are you? Oh, didn't know you were in the bathroom. Oh, no, I'm going to be in here for another 8 minutes. Easy.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
I told a story in one of my books about it was true. I was out with a book agent who I had met, and she was very attractive. We were meeting about possibly me doing a book, and I had the shits, and I think that it was just from whatever. This is 2005, maybe 2004, and I had to go and shit. When I came back, I tried to make up an excuse about my eye. because I was
it's
embarrassed.
worse.
I was
It's
embarrassed I'd been shitting for so long.
That's worse. I've never believed anybody's excuse.
No.
Making up the excuse is actually a worse move. 'Cause
Yeah,
now
you're right.
not only are you drawing attention to it, but you're clearly embarrassed, which means it was a specifically bad one.
Yeah, it was a bad excuse. I was just shit. We both knew it too.
Of course.
Yeah.
course.
Oh, contact lens.
Yeah.
Years and years ago, I forget who was with me, but we were waiting for a photo with Rainn Wilson from The Office.
Dwight is
Dwight.
his name.
And they were like, yeah, he's just going to go to the bathroom real quick, and then he'll do photos.
Why'd you mention him by name? You could have said an
All right,
anonymous
Mike,
celebrity.
Jump out.
Okay, let's actually, you know what? Forget it. Restart the story. Tell a different story. You were waiting for an anonymous celebrity.
I was waiting for just Celebanon.
Sure.
Yeah.
And after about 5 to 7 minutes, everybody kind of realized, like, oh,
He's taking a shit.
I know what's going on in there.
He's dropping a shroot.
I mean, he's been gone a long time.
And they should have just said, basically, he's got to make a call. Did they, he was
well, you
going?
could see him go into the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah,
He
yeah.
was in the lobby.
That's when Rainn Wilson becomes Dwight, when he's taking a shit. You're like, Dwight's in there shitting.
You're not a serious actor.
Nah, sorry, dude.
But yeah, like, once you're gone for a significant amount of time.
Everyone knows you're taking a dump.
It's like if Jaleel White was here. And it's like, oh, I'm interviewing Jaleel White. And then he's been in the bathroom for a while. You're like, I don't know, Urkel's taking a shit.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah, you immediately become your worst character.
That's it. That's it. And it's a teasable thing.
Yeah.
Even though we all do it.
We all do it.
Yeah.
We all take a while. I take a long time to shit, though. I like a nice long time in the bathroom.
You do?
Yeah, I like to relax, try not to push too hard.
Sure. Make an afternoon of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get
I
it.
like a nice trip to the bathroom.
But so you'll take your time defecating.
Get the glasses out, the phone, clean the seats,
Oh,
sit
wow.
down.
Aren't you worried about hemorrhoids?
Yeah, but I mean, I've had a couple little ones, but it's not a big issue for me. I'm pretty lucky.
I guess because you sit for a long time, but you don't push.
I do. I push a little more than I should, but that fucking bidet at home that shoots water up.
That helps.
If there's a little bit of concrete that needs to be loosened,
Oh, I see.
that bidet gets right in there and jostles it loose.
That's right.
It's fucking great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
They know how to live in France.
No, because in France the bidet is separate. This is actually on the bowl.
Right.
So you'll shoot it up there and just kind of keep it holding and then just push and then flick.
A separate bidet.
Yeah,
It's like a
bit
little
much.
bowl. Yeah, it's
there's
too
no
much.
need for it.
There's
The
no
bathroom's
need.
too big.
Our technology has increased exponentially when it comes to bidet tech.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need that.
No. So you haven't even found a moment to self-gratify.
No, I don't feel like jerking off.
Then how do you know, like...
That's so unlike you.
No, I know, but it's like,
Are you bored of it?
I don't know. I just was like, with the energy of the other person there, I'm not really been that horny, but I'm like, I noticed, like, wow, I haven't,
Oh, you just kind of... It wasn't one of those, like, where you're getting the itch. It was just, oh, it's been like a week.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, bitch hasn't made me splooge.
Right. No, I can see, yeah.
It's actually talk like a guy.
Yeah, no, it's just, well, it's a little locker room talk.
Ribald humor.
Sure, and that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, so what do you think, how long is the company here for?
Till tomorrow.
Okay.
She,
Do you think there'll be a geyser after that?
probably, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Will you clear out the snacks when they leave?
I said that this morning before I left. I said, tomorrow it all goes in the garbage.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't.
That's so serious.
I can't have it, yeah. I can't have it.
What if your lady wants to have a Twix?
And go stand there by the garbage and eat it as I'm throwing it out.
That's no way to behave. That's no way to behave.
You should bring it in for the fellas.
Yeah.
Nah, it's been opened. You guys been one.
Who wouldn't love a Twix?
I would love a Twix.
I love Twixes. Sometimes I eat
What do you mean
Twixes.
It's been open. They're individually
They're
wrapped.
fun-sized Twix. They're very fucking good.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
They
of
are
fun.
fun.
Sometimes I go to the store and I'll go like, I need a meal supplement bar, like some kind of protein bar or
You
some
know, the
kind
zipper
of.
come down.
And then I go, you know what I'll go with? Twix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twix is what I'll go with.
Yeah, there's all sorts of calories and protein in there.
Oh yeah,
I assume.
I would think so. What am I going to read a label?
Very tasty, though.
Yeah.
God damn those. When you don't eat Twix that often and you have a couple of them, holy shit.
I'll tell you, when you eat Twix multiple times a week and you have a couple
I
of
guess
them,
so,
it's
yeah.
still quite a thrill.
They
It's the
never
only candy
suck.
bar with the cookie crunch.
That's actually a great point. Do you get the 2 bars or the 4? Because it says share, but it's not required.
Who do I look like to you?
4.
4.
4. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. There's no better feeling than when you go to a Target and you're checking out and you see it. You see the little gold wrapper just as you're checking out, and you didn't know you were going to do it, but you make the choice to do it.
And you put it in the fridge.
You
I
could
like a colder candy bar.
I don't mind it, but normally the Twix doesn't make the ride home.
No, that's like
As you're driving.
Yeah.
A nice
It's a
DC
little
and
treat for you.
A nice DC and a Twix. Can you imagine?
Sam, you're speaking my language.
Can you imagine?
You know what'd be amazing? To get blown.
Go ahead.
And then like as soon as you dump, she fucking like she towels you off, and then you just open your cold Diet Coke and eat some Twix, and you hear the shattering of the window. She jumps through it.
Okay, I didn't know. There was an Act 3. Yeah, it was, I'm with you. And you have to call the window guy, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. By the way, fucking the windows have up to this point have held up through that storm.
And now it's a big storm.
Even my super texted me, goes, "Hey, how's your windows?" The fact that they have held up,
That's a good sign.
yeah, those people did a really good job.
Yeah.
They did what they should have done.
Finally.
Yeah, well, this company came in. They're not the losers who installed it. But I can't believe how fucking bad that was, and that was life ruining. And then we had this gigantic storm, and everything was okay.
Does that kind of put you at ease? Because like it probably can't get worse than that storm on Friday or whatever.
Or at least it won't anytime soon.
Right.
Theoretically.
Like, between the wind and just the amount of water, like if it can survive that,
Yeah,
it should be fine.
You're good for the season.
And plus, I have all over the house those fucking little Govee white leak detectors. I have them everywhere, and they actually help because I had a little leak in my sink and it fucking went off, and problem averted.
You have leak alarms all over the place?
What are they?
Leak alarms? I've never heard
Oh,
of
I
them.
think you said legal arms.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yes, and they are
In case
legal,
I
and
get
it's
hungry.
my rights.
Yes, I have leak alarms. I have a list. I have them under most of the windows. They're little white ones. You see them, but they give you total confidence. If you're away, you'll know it happens.
Right.
Your alarm will go off. It's great.
What do you do if you're away and it go off? Can you call like the building guy or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could call somebody. Sure. Yeah, that's what they are, and they make this. But the only thing that sucks.
How does their app compare to the Hue app?
Oh, good question.
It's a pain in the ass when you load them into your fucking when you plug them into the Wi-Fi. The 5 whatever it is, 5G or whatever the 5 is.
5G.
5G.
Is it 5G?
That's right.
There's different levels on the Wi-Fi, and one works and one doesn't. It has to be the lower.
Oh, no, not
5G.
5 gigahertz.
5 gigahertz. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think what's the lower one? 2.5.
Yeah, or 2.8 or something.
Whatever
like
that is.
Yeah,
That's the one that works.
Yeah, the 5 gigahertz signal is a much stronger signal, but it doesn't go far.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. So it's like if you're in the room with it, you're going to get a much stronger signal, except it doesn't go through walls as well.
There you go.
And it doesn't go, like, it's not going to feed your whole apartment. But the 2.8 or whatever the other one is,
Oh, there you go.
that feeds the whole apartment.
That explains a lot because my 5 gigahertz sometimes goes out. Anyway, yeah. So I finally remembered that you have to use the you can't be on the 5G, and then you hook them up, and they actually work. I love them. I fucking love them.
So you get an alert on your phone?
Yeah, it will just go off.
Yeah.
I've only had it happen once, and again it was under the sink. It was just a little drip, but that fucking picks them right up.
Man.
But the problem is there's a battery operated, and you literally need a screwdriver.
Oh, so you have to take them off?
It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why would you have fucking a Phillips head screws on the back?
Yeah, why?
Let it just click in.
Right. What is the purpose of that? I mean, I guess you got to make them waterproof because they're leak detectors.
That might be it. There you
Maybe.
go. Okay, now I'm not annoyed. Thank you. Sam is right. I appreciate that.
I'm glad I could-
2 years of rage. It's just ebbed.
You know what? That goes to your credit for every conspiracy argument we've had where it's like you're stuck in your ways. Once you hear an argument that you go, oh, that makes sense.
It does make sense.
And you're like, okay.
And that's all you want in life is like for something like that when you, what the fuck? And someone says, no, here's why. And it does, oh, okay.
Oh.
It's to prevent it from, so if it gets wet, it doesn't shut the battery off or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, it makes perfect sense. But yeah, you got to check. But on the app is great, and I have like 10 of them, and it just shows you your battery life and all. It's just I am so happy.
You are. They make you happy.
They make me very happy, and they make me feel better.
Right.
I can go away now.
You have
and
a
not
smart
panic.
home.
Well,
It's pretty smart.
no, none of that's just hooked up to Alexa. I don't have any of that stuff in the house. No cloud, no Alexa. But the noise it makes, they really do work. But I tested every one. I had like a little dish, and I took a little bit of water, not much.
Yeah.
And I just took them, and I like rubbed them against the water, and they all worked. That's how I tested them to make sure that they worked.
Yeah, see, there you go. They're testing them out in water now.
Yeah, there you go.
That's quite a noise.
You hear it?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay, I don't know if you need...
Water, water, water.
Yeah, you know exactly what that is. That's water.
Couldn't you just get a buzz on your phone? Hey, there's a little leak.
That's in the house.
Why do you need that in the house?
Because if you're fucking doing something, if you're in the other room doing calisthenics,
There's a leak!
So if you're sleeping and there's a tiny drip underneath the sink.
dude,
that's
I want to know what that. 100%.
That's a fire alarm.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Love it.
I mean, it does seem like
That's
a
how
little...
I feel when water leaks.
Right. Right, sure.
That's internally what I feel.
That's what you should connect those to your bed then.
Honestly, yeah, there's been a fair amount of urine.
What's that noise,
Ah.
honey? That's just the bed goes off when I wet it. You're
Dude,
going to have to get used to that.
I'm getting to a point now because I piss at night, and I guess I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
But I tap it, I come back, and I'm sure Troy has had this where you come back.
Why?
And there's because you piss a
you're
lot.
right.
When there's and you feel like there's a drop or two left in the shaft that you thought was gone.
Yeah.
And when you lay down, it just kind of leaks out. So what I do is I have to I sleep naked with a t-shirt. So what I'll
Like
do,
Winnie the Pooh?
I do poo it, yeah.
Nice.
So I lay down and I just take the bottom of the shirt and tuck it between my legs like a onesie. So I'm like fucking my dick is dripping into my t-shirt.
Like a Borat bathing suit that covers your entire
There you
torso.
go. Yeah,
That is like,
I know.
oh.
I understand.
I mean, just at that point, dab it with some toilet paper.
I could
or
do that,
something.
yeah. But sometimes it's not till you get back when everything settles and you realize there's a little left in the pipes.
And then you wrap it in your bottom of your t-shirt.
Just so I don't get in the bed, yeah.
And you wear the same shirt the next night?
I had never thought of that, but you're correct.
Okay.
Oh God.
Sure.
I would even consider changing the t-shirt after you sleep in it because you sweat in your sleep.
I don't really sweat that much.
Well, you piss. It's
Oh, yeah.
worse.
It's good for you.
There's piss on it. I have to change my shirt. Why? There's some piss on it. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I understand.
Wow. Well, how come you sleep in a shirt if you want all the comfort of feeling the covers on your flesh? Jen's out.
It's more the feeling of I don't. First of all, I'm fat, but I don't like the feeling of the sometimes against my skin. I get itchy. I have very delicate skin. I just don't like it.
But not on your lower half?
Not as bad, no.
Oh.
No.
Wow. And you want to show off that bod?
Show off the old calves.
Yeah, yeah. Calves are good.
Yeah, side fat, no good.
Cover it up with a t-shirt. Piss on the shirt.
A little bit in the front, like a
Look,
onesie.
big deal. Big deal, right?
Yep.
Why is everybody making a big deal out of everything?
I don't know.
It's not such a huge thing.
Agree.
Speaking of alarms, I loved that. I loved this story about the congressman who pulled a fire alarm.
Jamal Bowman?
I don't know what his name is.
that his name?
But I just thought it was so funny because he was like, that's not how you open the door. And it's like, what?
What a terrible excuse.
What are you talking about? That's not how you open the door? They have this guy on video pulling the fire alarm, right? It wasn't like he just opened a door with a fire alarm attached. He pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, dude, why'd you pull a fire alarm while we were going to vote on a thing that you're invested in? Was it to delay the vote? And he went, no, certainly not. I was in such a rush to vote.
You're so excited to vote.
I was pumped. I was real excited to vote. So like where most doors have a doorknob, I thought that to open this door, you pull the fire alarm. Am I getting the story right?
Just the all-time worst excuse.
It's a red fire alarm. No one thinks that's how you open the door.
No, it's a high school kid excuse, like middle school kid even. Why'd you pull the fire alarm? Oh, I didn't know. What? What do you mean you didn't know? I don't know. I didn't know. I thought.
I was trying to open the door.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like you're just saying things that don't make any sense.
But even if that's true, let's say he's telling the truth. You're too fucking stupid. If you believe that that's how you open a door,
That's right.
you're too fucking stupid.
But
so
like,
you're
this
either
is the exact door that he tried to open. There's no way all those signs would make me think Oh, the fire alarm is how I get out.
So the fire alarm is the red box on the wall.
Yep.
And the door are the big brown things with the gold bars across them?
Well, had he ever entered and left that building before?
Yeah. No, he works there.
Oh, so this wasn't his first time exiting the building. Now, has he pulled the fire alarm every time he's left the building?
I don't believe so.
So
He
then
was excited.
why would he think this time that's how you do
He
it?
wanted to vote.
He was excited to vote.
Why was he
so
going
excited
outside to vote?
Jim, you're asking too many
Why
questions.
was he going outside to vote?
Stop asking
You have an
questions
agenda.
about our politicians.
Yeah, you have an agenda.
And of course, AOC has to defend him. It's like
Did AOC defending him?
she's such a fucking hunk of shit.
What's she saying?
Well, he was panicked. He should have pulled it twice. Shut up.
Maybe he thought there was a fire.
Can't you just say, yeah, he was wrong?
Maybe he wasn't.
Fucking Christ.
Well, what's she saying?
Hang on.
Just
Maybe is she saying I did that same thing?
She's saying exactly what Marjorie Taylor Greene would say if somebody she liked did it.
Oh.
They're all just such garbage.
Team sports?
It's just, this guy's an asshole anyway.
Even team sports aren't that loyal. Like, up until last weekend, there were all these rumblings of all the Jets hating Zach Wilson. They're like, okay, if the job's not getting done,
Yeah, but
we
he
have
bought
to-
them ice cream.
he bought them ice cream. That was probably smart.
Yeah, of course she did. A moment of panic. It's just
I think that's true. Did she say it on phone?
funny out. Just the hunk of shit who hates Elon but drives a Tesla. She's just the worst.
Did she come across like a dunderhead?
It's unfortunate. I mean, again, I kind of like the fact she was a bartender and now she had, like, that's kind of what politics should be.
An everyman.
People from real life, yeah, like as opposed to these career fucks like Pelosi and that Maxine Waters and all these people. But it's still, I find her to be irritating.
Right.
She's extremely attractive, though.
She is really fucking attractive. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Polarizing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
She, like-
unfortunate that she's just such a fucking left-wing idiot. Like, without any balance. It's unfortunate because I would like her a lot.
Well, did she explain the confusion of
But
the
you know
fire
what?
alarm?
In fairness, let's hear it.
Oh, hang on.
Go on now. Play it,
Or is
boy.
it one of those like New York Post
Yeah, I mean, I
embedded
didn't even
things?
preview this.
Oh, is there somebody? Hey guys, here she is.
Right. Ba boom boom beam ba boom boom ba boom boom beam.
Let's see.
What is with all this noise?
Is there anything worse than the fucking clip and then the guy explaining the clip?
Well, if you accidentally click on a reaction
Yeah.
and they get you, they make the thumbnail look like it's
Sure
not
they
a
do.
reaction.
That's in the news.
I don't mind if people put a picture of themselves in the thumbnail so
course.
you know it's a thing. Like,
Yes.
okay. But when it's just like, here's a news clip, and then I'll bet she's onto something here.
Let's see.
Okay.
He says it was an accident. He thought pulling the alarm would open a door based on the fact that the doors to his right there were locked, and there was a sign that
Could you
he said
pause
he
for a
was.
second?
I think someone.
I'm just looking, just to set the scene a little bit on the footage of the congressman pulling the fire alarm, and the fire alarm itself. Like, you actually have to stand with your shoulder to the door. Like, if he thought this was the way to open,
How would that open a door?
It's not on the same wall as the door. It's on the other wall. It's on the wall next to the door.
Well, he said the doors were locked and he was trying to open them. Why are you going through the doors that are locked? I don't understand what
There's a
he's...
sign on the door that says what to do.
Which is what?
Not pull the fire alarm.
It says
they
that
say-
or no?
Yeah, it says emergency exit only.
Hold it,
Push
right?
until alarm sounds. Door will unlock in 30 seconds. It's two giant signs.
Push until alarm sounds.
Yeah,
So, like,
push-
you just hold it,
those
and then it
doors.
will unlock.
You can push those little handles.
Right, no. How long did you have to push it for?
30 seconds.
Door
So
will
if there's a
unlock
fire,
in-
you're going to stand there for half a minute?
Push until alarm sounds. 3 seconds. Door will unlock in 30 seconds. It's probably for safety. Oh.
Yeah.
These are emergency exits. I don't know.
I understand, but it does say
I mean,
push until alarm sounds.
Yeah,
You're right.
3 seconds.
Why is that suspicious? I don't understand.
well,
It says what
it's-
it said does.
No, because it says alarm on the door, and his excuse was I thought it would open the door.
Just push until alarm sounds, not pull fire alarm.
No, I know. Of course, he's an idiot.
And that says fire.
One, it's totally
Yeah, this one
different.
says fire.
But both
Yeah.
are red signs.
I mean,
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not saying
he's not a small
stupid.
child.
I understand, but he literally may have thought that.
I mean, this is an excuse that's almost insulting to people that he represents.
but
It's
I'm
like,
hearing it now, and I'm
you don't
hearing that
believe
sign on the
this?
door. Because why was he leaving that way? First of all, I don't understand why
he was
leaving.
excited to vote.
He's pumped to vote. He wanted to get it. He said, "There's an emergency. I got to go vote."
I think he should be forced out anyway because he's that dumb. Like I really do. If you're that stupid a person,
Did he exit out that door?
No, I don't think so. I haven't
Right.
seen. I don't think there's video. I think there's just photos.
probably
Gotcha.
probably 30 seconds. It snaps a picture, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean,
he
you're
didn't
asking
exit.
why he did this. His excuse
Right.
is that he was panicking and wanted to go vote. The other reason would be that he was trying to delay the vote, which is more believable.
Well, we could spend a ton of time looking like Charlie Day and Always Sunny, piecing conspiracy puzzle pieces together to make an ounce of sense out of his excuse, or go with the far more logical, he was clearly lying.
Yeah, I mean...
Let's hear AOC. You know what? Maybe she brings it together.
She may actually
She may have
be
the
able
answer.
to.
Yeah.
Because she's like, here's what you don't get. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
And this sounds like Jake Tapper, I think.
Yeah.
I thought Anderson Cooper, but you might be right.
Jake Tapper. I think.
Jake Tapper gets to the bottom of stuff.
I mean, he's clearly explaining it in a tone that's like, you don't really believe this, do you?
I love that.
He says it was an accident. He thought pulling the alarm would open a door based on the fact that the doors to his right there were locked, and there was a sign that he said he was. I think someone said it was confusing. I'll be honest, it doesn't really make sense to me, his explanation. Have you talked to him? What's going on there?
I mean, listen, I think if you actually do see some of the photos of the signs, I think there's something to be said about
She's
the government's
trying.
about to shut down. There's a vote clock that's going down. The exits that are normally
doesn't believe
open
it.
in that building were suddenly closed.
So you pulled the fire alarm?
So what I am here to
She
say
doesn't believe
is
it.
that House administration and U.S. Capitol Police and Jamal Bowman are an active, and he's fully participating in saying there was a misunderstanding. But what I do think is important to raise is the fact that Republicans,
Okay, let's move on to a different.
Paul Malliotakis and
Jake,
others,
I'm not here to talk about
immediately
old
moved
shit.
to file motions to censure, motions to expel before there has even been conversations that are finished.
There's not many conversations you need when you just see a picture of a guy pulling a fire alarm.
You know what? But that's much better than her.
Yes.
The fact that she's just kind of doing the normal political thing of trying to dance around it.
Yeah.
As opposed to actually, she does not believe him.
Probably not, no.
She doesn't believe him. There's no.
I mean, Jake Tapper's not even like, I can't defend that.
That is a room full of people that don't believe that man.
And then also, I think I read like he used to be a high school principal.
Oh.
So like he definitely knows how fire alarms work.
Okay. Yeah, he's just a fucking idiot. Yeah, they should get rid of him. Like, literally, that should be grounds for expulsion from your job if you pull a fire alarm for whatever reason. Like, again,
What
unless
if you think it's a doorknob?
Then it's like, I mean, the sign did make me think for a second because I can't understand why. First of all, how would you not know you're being filmed? Like, that's another thing. In this position, you have to know there's cameras everywhere. Like, it doesn't. That also doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you pull a fire alarm knowing that everyone is going to know you pulled a fire alarm? Like, I wouldn't pull a fucking fire alarm in here and think I could get away with it, much less at Congress.
Whether he did this on purpose or not, I don't think there's any debate as to whether or not he is stupid.
I mean, an absolute dumb motherfucker.
Right.
Who's too stupid for his job.
He is a stupid.
He's a stupid man.
He appears to be a stupid man, and it is identical to high school fire alarms.
Yeah.
And he came from high schools. Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, hey,
Yeah.
She wants him executed.
she doesn't want him executed.
Yeah.
She thinks it's a QAnon plan.
Yeah. Yeah, he should be booted out just because he's really that stupid.
Because he's a stupid man.
Yeah.
Is there a thing where you can get taken out of office for stupidity?
They can expel you. They're trying to get rid of Matt Gaetz too.
No, but what about that guy who said the island was gonna sink?
There's a different level of stupidity. He's just a man. He's just a slow man.
He is a slow man.
Hank something his name was.
Yeah, and then he said he was joking.
But he wasn't joking.
wasn't
you don't
joking.
talk to a 4-star general like that.
Yeah.
About Guam and joke. There was not a hint of a smile.
No, he wasn't joking. Maybe just sardonic wit.
No, he's a dope.
Oh, okay. Joe in D.C.
Hey, boys.
Hey, man.
Hey, I worked in the Cannon Building for 15 years. Two things. One, the Cannon Building is less than a block away from the Capitol Building. Two, it is a square building. If a door is locked, you can walk down the hall, get to the other end of the building, and that door will be open.
So you say you bring up the fact that it's like a half block away, meaning that even in a panic, the idea of pulling a fire alarm to leave through an emergency exit is wholly unnecessary, being that it's very, very close to your location.
You are absolutely correct.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yes, he's a lying fool.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
But I just don't understand why you would lie like that.
Well,
Like,
if you're stupid.
He is stupid, but to not know they're going to see you pull the fire alarm. Like, I'm going to pull this fire alarm and think I'm going to get away with it. It's insane to me to think in that building you're going to do something and people aren't going to see you. There's surveillance everywhere.
But that's not like less. I would say that's like the idea of being like, so that's why he saw all those signs and said, oh, this fire alarm on the wall must be how you open the door. That's not more insane than the theory that you just set up. Or that's not less insane than the theory that you just set up.
It is, because one has no allotment for self-preservation. Like, I don't believe his integrity. I think that he absolutely... But to think that you're going to do something like that and know you're going to get fucked for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the self-preservation part. Like, you'd have to be so stupid to do that and go, I know I'm setting this alarm off, and I know I'm doing this to fuck the vote up, and I think I'm going to get away with it. Like, you couldn't be that dumb. Unless
you could be. Yes, you could be.
Does he not know there's cameras everywhere? Or maybe he didn't think there was a camera on this area?
Some of the top politicians, they just freeze in the middle of sentences. Like, it's not the top tier people.
No. Oh, fucking little
the
child making a doo-doo in his pants face?
Yes. The president walks into flags. We're not at a point right now where we're looking at the top tier people in charge of the country.
It is crazy, these doddering old fucks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this guy's pretty young and he's an idiot, so.
Sure.
Right. It's not just an old it's dumb, just the cerebral functionality.
What did he say? Can we hear a moment?
He doesn't understand why people are just talking about
You need to stop talking about this. What you need to do.
Guys, I wish you would shut the fuck up.
Let's see
Stop
how long-
talking about it.
Let's see how long it takes him to be a political hack. Let's see how, like, to get into the talking points.
Who cares anyway, right, guys?
I mean, come on.
Trump.
Right.
Fire alarm was an accident.
I don't know why this has gotten so much attention. I was literally just in a rush to go vote, man. That's all it was.
Are you afraid of any repercussions, either from leadership or from legally from Capitol Police?
I mean, listen, I take responsibility for what I did, but like I said, I was in a rush to go vote.
No big deal.
The investigation will sort everything else out.
Have you talked to Jeffries about it?
Oh, yeah, of course. Since day one, yes.
How was that conversation?
Well, I got to keep that between me and the leader, so I'm not going to share that public.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you're a public representative, asshole.
I don't even understand why you guys are still talking about this. This is a little crazy.
It's not a good excuse.
Shut up.
You do know what we're talking about. It.
Guys, it's not a big deal. You always know. When you're talking about something you did and looking at a room full of people and going, guys, don't even worry because it's not a big deal. Who are you to make that claim?
Yeah.
I love that excuse. It's not a big deal. Don't worry. It's not a big deal. That's what you tell your lady when she's mad at you. It's not a big deal. Don't worry.
Yeah, we were just talking.
It's not a big deal.
Yes.
You sound crazy.
Yeah, it was just talk.
He's gaslighting the media. You guys sound nuts. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be the reason for pulling it?
Delay the vote.
It would.
Which it did.
It did delay the vote, right?
Yeah.
And what's delaying the vote?
So you can have
out of that?
So the government
have more time.
Wouldn't shut down, I guess.
And so you can have more time to, if you watch that House of Cards show before Kevin Spacey, then
I've only watched it since.
Okay, that's a choice too. Then they go and they start politicking with each other. Oh, you got to vote this way. You got to vote that way. If they don't have the vote in their favor, then they delay the vote so they can go and try to get their constituents to vote the way they want them to vote.
But how much did this delay?
Constituents.
I see.
How much did this delay the vote by, though? Like, it was a 10-minute delay, or what did this do?
No, I think it delays it more than that. I mean, they don't. Also, the thing about the government is they don't run in a way that they're like, oh, yeah, we'll just get everything done in the quickest way possible. They're like, oh, if we don't do this now, maybe we'll do it in 3 months.
Yeah.
They don't make good decisions like that. Do you know? Can you confirm that the vote was indeed delayed, and if so, how long it was delayed for, Travis?
I don't know if it was delayed, but I do know that they ended up voting. Right?
Look, man. All I do is I pull fire alarms, but I'm not a government official.
Yeah,
so
I'm just
I don't
in it
know.
for the lulz.
I'm in it for the lulz.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to get to the bottom of much.
policy
One
behind
thing I know is this guy lied about pulling a fire alarm,
Which is hilarious.
So that's kind of
That's where it starts and stops with me.
same, bro.
Yeah.
But there's no repercussions to this, right?
Not yet.
He's under investigation.
Yeah.
He's got a D next to his name. He's fine.
Well, even if he had an R next to his name, he'd be fine too.
They'd probably go after him.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's on the case.
Who would go after him?
The same people defending him would go after him, and the same people going after him would defend him.
What are you talking about? Who would go after him? He is being gone after. The Republican news is going after
we'll see
him.
what happens.
The same way we'll see. Here's what will happen.
So I'm with you. There's going to be no repercussions.
There's no repercussions. I don't even
Of
think
course
there needs to be. I mean, like
there wouldn't be any repercussions for anybody. Everybody would have lulls for a week, and then we'd stop talking about it.
Who was the ones that had the? I don't know. He might be right.
I mean, isn't punishment enough? Everybody knowing what an idiot you are.
That's what it would be.
You move on.
Of course.
Like, all
I
know.
And then like
You should get the boot for that.
A couple months from now, you'd be like, "Oh, that's the guy from when he pulled the fire alarm."
That's the fire alarm.
It's the best. I would keep him in office so we can, every few months bring it up again.
You should get the boot for that. That's
Just a little kick in the bum.
If you fuck up, if you do something that fucks with the vote, and it's kind of like we think you meant to do it. I mean, come on.
I guess, but you should also get the boot. You should get the boot for that. You should also get the boot if you freeze multiple times in press conferences. You should also get the boot if you get very, very rich all of a sudden. You should also get there's
100%.
Like there's so
100%.
Right?
Yes, and the fact is that anyone who votes they should. I think Getz and somebody, I think even AOC were together on this, but saying you can't buy stock within 5 years. Or something like that while you're in office. There should just be a list of whoever voted against that. You shouldn't be able to buy fucking stock.
Yes.
When you're doing that for a living.
Yes. Yes. And they should investigate everybody that voted against that. I bet you'd find 100% of cases. Yeah. I don't know. This doesn't seem good for the people. People.
Yeah, and by the way, was this the same building the vote was being held in or no?
I don't think so.
So how did the fire alarm affect the vote?
I don't know, man.
Bro, I don't know. I just watched a guy pull a fire alarm.
No. But I mean, if he was on his way out of here if he was going to be late because he wanted to go
house office building, probably because they would have to evacuate the building and people would still be in there, and I don't know. I just know a man pull a fire alarm, and it was funny.
And he said he thought it was a doorknob. But it's not a doorknob. It's not even on the door.
No.
Chris in Virginia. What's up, Chris?
Hey, yeah, I believe that guy. He just pulled it because he's a dumb person, not because he was trying to delay the vote.
I don't know, because if it was in a separate building, that's a little bit different to me. I thought it was in the building where they were all voting.
It was in the Cannon building.
Cannon.
Right, and that's a block away.
Is it a block away?
Well, we already talked to a guy. We just had a guy on the phone who said it's a half a block away.
Same thing.
Did he say this? I didn't hear him.
Yeah, the guy that called in said he used to work there. It's a half a block away. It's a square building.
I didn't hear the half block away part. I heard the square building part. Okay.
Yeah. Carl in North Carolina. What's up, Carl?
Hey, your boys.
Good to see you.
To Jim's point, it is very possible to go into a government building, and sometimes those big double doors, they'll have a electronic opener, and it's on the opposite side of the door. So I haven't watched the video, but I can definitely see where
there's only pictures.
It is a fire alarm. It is not a handicapped door opener. It is not a button. It does not look like a door opener. It's a red box that says fire, and it says push in and pull down. You've seen it in high schools. You've seen it in every building you've ever been. It has never been used to open a door.
Okay, Sam, you got me.
But I appreciate it. Thank you, Carl.
But if they were a half block away, how would his doing that affect the vote?
Maybe he had to be there. I don't know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, if it delayed the vote, how would him doing that delay? Was there a bunch of other people leaving? Because they're all going to vote. How would that affect anything? I just don't know how. I thought it was in the building where the vote was being taken.
Maybe you have to evacuate the whole area?
Maybe, yeah.
If a fire alarm goes off? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I would like to know how does that delay the vote?
Victor in Baltimore?
Hey, Jim and Sam, good morning. I actually starting to think, as I was on hold, I'm starting to think the guy's a little more brilliant. Maybe pulling that fire alarm, because if you go back to the picture that you were talking about, if you push the handle on the door, you got to wait 3 seconds for it to do the fire alarm, and then 30 seconds for it to unlock. What if the pulling of the fire alarm made that door automatically unlock, and he was able to get out of it right away?
But
and
then you've pulled a fire alarm in a building. Like
he pulled a fire alarm to get out, but he was brilliant because he didn't.
But he wasn't locked in.
Out quickly.
He wasn't locked in the building. Like the building wasn't on lockdown. And he's like, "Oh my God, the only way to get out of here is to pull this fire alarm." Like he could have.
Didn't AOC say that other doors that were normally open were shut and locked?
Victor, if you had to get out of a building to go to work, right? And you went to a door and it was like locked, but there was signs on it that said how to get out of it. Would you read the signs? Would you go to another door because there are multiple doors at the middle of the day? Or would you pull the fire alarm?
Okay, speaking from honest experience.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many times I've went out the door that said emergency exit only and emergency bell will ring, and I've turned to somebody and said, "Hey, if I go through this door, will the alarm go off?" They say no. I push it and it doesn't go off.
Okay, but have you ever had that experience when you go, "What if I pull this fire alarm?"
I've never said I'll pull the fire alarm to make the door open.
Right.
But maybe he knew that's how they work.
But
I'm a Republican. I'm not defending the guy.
No, I know you're playing devil's advocate. I appreciate it.
I only am because I saw those signs, and now that I'm realizing he's in a building a block away, it's always like, what's the motive of doing it? How does it? I don't know how it affects the vote if you're a block away.
He had to feel.
I actually don't think it was done to affect the vote, in my opinion. But I do think he just wanted to get out as quickly as he could. And the other thing you have to look at is the government building. A lot of things in a government building don't work, so maybe the fire exit wouldn't work either.
But if the fire alarm didn't work, then it wouldn't affect the door. If the fire alarm was malfunctioning, it wouldn't affect the door either.
He more than likely did it on purpose.
He'd be able to go out. You just unlock.
It just doesn't make sense to me as a guy like you're going to get caught for doing this unless you're a complete fucking dope.
There's a huge possibility.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to know that there's cameras everywhere. And then maybe Kurt has the end. This might be why he would do that.
What's up, Kurt?
Hey, Kurt.
Hey, so the reason why it affected the vote is because when you pull a fire alarm anywhere in the campus of the Capitol, it triggers a security alert, and it's going to stop everything. They're going to evacuate everybody. They're going to have to search all the buildings to make sure there's no shenanigans going on. So that's why pulling an alarm, you can pull a fire alarm in the Senate building, in the House building. It doesn't matter. The entire campus goes on a security alert. They'll stop the proceedings on the floor and move everybody to a safe location. That's why.
Boom.
So a half block away, if there's a fire, they'll stop what they're doing a half block away?
Well, it's a government building. It's on the same. It's still.
Campus. It doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Thanks, Kurt.
No, well, then that might make sense. There you go.
Yeah.
That would be his motive for doing it a half block away.
Right, yeah.
I'm just not 100% sold either way. I'm not, and I was until I saw the sign.
And it opened up your eyes?
No, but I'm like, could he have just been stupid in a rush? Yeah, sure. He might have thought that would have opened the door. He might have thought pulling that alarm will start that ringing sound, and then you open the door, and then I don't know. Or he's just lying through his teeth, and he just did it to stop the vote.
But that would mean, by your logic, that he would go, I'm going to set the fire alarm in the whole building off. And then people are going to go, why did you set the fire alarm off? And he'd go, so the door would open.
Push until alarm sounds 3 seconds. Door. See, alarm.
Why would you ignore this?
Emergency exit only, fire. He might have thought it was attached to it. Again, because the reason I'm even playing devil's advocate with this idiot is because he knows everything is.
But then why wouldn't he just go to a different
surveillance.
door?
Don't know.
Why wouldn't you just find a door that was unlocked? He's been there before.
Yeah,
like a door that you didn't have to pull a fire alarm to open.
Was he running late?
There's nothing confusing about this sign that makes me think, oh, I better pull the fire alarm.
It's
push until alarm
as
sounds.
clear a sign as I've ever read.
Yeah, I have no questions after reading this sign.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like they put the sign up because they know we've brought many stupid people in here to hold public office. We need to make a sign for the very stupid, so that even they can understand the functionality of these
possible.
doors.
Yes, he's an idiot.
Because we keep having idiotic politicians that for some reason think you have to pull a fire alarm to open this door.
But does he not?
And it's the only way to get out.
Does he not think he's being filmed? That's what I don't get. Like, why, when you're in that job, would you do something so egregious that you know is on camera?
People don't think like that. I mean, if you're in an office day in, day out. There are plenty of people who don't think about cameras all the time. Like, they don't walk around going like, oh, we're on camera. I mean, you go to work. I mean, I don't.
No, but if you're doing something you shouldn't do, you don't think of that when you're going about your day. But like, if you're going to set off a fire alarm,
I also don't think this was a well planned out, weeks in advance.
Yeah, and look, he may have done it to stop the vote. He very well may have. But this has made me rethink it a little bit. And I still think they should kick him out because he's a dumb fuck.
Elliot in Ohio.
Hey, guys, let's unpack this here. I think we're missing the obvious point. I think he's smarter than we realize because he's in government, so he wasn't expecting the damn door to be operable.
Ha-ha.
To be operable.
That's probably right. The damn government.
That's a little pithy. A little pithy. Scott in California. What's up, Scott?
Hey, what's going on? First of all, for Troy, it wasn't just a vote. It was on our government spending, and they only had a few more hours to pass the vote. And the reason they wanted to stall the vote was because they want 100% to be able to blame the Republican Party on the government shutting down. That's why everybody's all up in cahoots. It wasn't just a stupid bill. It was the government funding. And to answer Jim's question, there's tunnels underneath that building that go into the building where he was supposed to vote.
Oh, boy.
So if that building is on fire, the smoke will go over into the other building. So they have to evacuate both of them.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So you think that the motive could have been that if he stopped the vote, the government actually would have shut down, or he was trying to facilitate that?
I believe at the time they still had about 8 hours. But yes, that was one of the things that they're trying to do right now. Because if you listen to John Pierre when she's talking, she never can answer a question. But when she was asked about the government funding, all she did was go on for 10 minutes how horrible the Republicans are because they're going to shut down the government.
Yeah.
She actually had answers when it's bad on the Republican side. So anything that they can do to make the Republicans look bad by not getting the government funding signed is something good to stick in their pocket.
Scott,
you know what I'm saying?
but look, she's doing her job. I mean, White House spokesperson for that blithering old idiot. Do you understand what a tough job she has to have to explain away a guy who's fucking has, dementia?
He shouted at a dead lady.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, they all do it. They never say anything. Jackie Walorski. They never fucking badmouth their own guy. They always have the answers when it comes to why the other people suck, and none of them have the answers as to why their guy's a blithering idiot. So she's a hero.
Right.
Every White House spokesperson is a hero. That is a fucking horrendous job.
Especially that Dana Perino. Wow.
She was awesome. She was cool, unflappable.
All right, well, I hope I helped you guys out a little bit.
All right, thank you, Scott. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. The smoke going in. Okay, there you go. Tunnels.
Yeah. I mean, and look, to your theory about, or your question about if he knew he was going to be on film, people do stupid things.
They do, yeah.
Like that, we just had that dude that Travis voted for, the representative who was lying about everything. What was his name?
Oh, I love George Santos.
George Santos. You love George Santos. Yeah.
That's true.
But he would just not stop lying, and it's like, of course you're going to get caught, and then he would lie some more, and we caught him.
I'd love a donut from him.
Yeah. Have some. Mayor's I'm not touching these dudes.
Dress like you're a carnival in fucking Brazil. Come over here. Give me a donut.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me.
That makes more sense. If you know that pulling this alarm will stop everything, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, either way, I mean, it is great seeing people in that position get caught doing dumb shit.
Yeah, I don't like the guy, so I'd love to see him get the boot because I don't like him.
Well, that's not a good reason.
But I mean, that's basically how we all are.
Right.
That's how everyone looks at it. I don't like that guy. Fuck him. Get out.
Yeah. I'd like him to stick around, just like I want George Santos to stick around. Honestly, I want Mitch McConnell to stick around, keep freezing up. I like seeing it.
I don't mind it, but the problem I have with them is they're making decisions that have an effect on people, so that's where I find it irritating.
You know what happens, though? They'll get voted right back in.
Yeah, they will.
So it's all right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Santos is the only one I back.
You like George Santos?
McConnell, I hope I hope very bad things happen to him because I hate his guts.
But you like George Santos because of the stuff he's doing before he was in office.
He's just, to me, he's the purest form of all of them.
Just an open liar.
He's the nakedest form of all of. He's all of them as they're still before they put it into the mold.
Right.
He's like the mushy version of all. He's all of them.
Right. He's
just a pathological lying pile of shit who fucking made it all up and said anything he had to.
Except he just hasn't been fine-tuned.
No, he's
Right.
again. He's the lump of clay who has not been pressed in and made into a solid block of whatever.
Right. He doesn't know to go to press and go like, I don't even know why you guys are making such a big deal out of this.
Yeah.
He would go to the press and go like, I've never touched a fire alarm in my life.
He lied about things that are too easy. Like those seasoned liars would have said, no, dude, that's too easy. Don't say you're Jewish.
You can't say that.
Yes.
You say this.
Yes.
Well, no, because I'm going to tell him I'm Jewish.
Oh.
Okay, that'll work, George.
You know what? Not a bad point.
Yeah, that'll probably get him.
Yeah.
There's a no, fellas. There's a loophole here.
Yeah. And he's still in his job.
Of course he is. He should be. Making baked goods. Nobody sits with him at lunch.
That's
so funny. Those pictures of like all the politicians that were hanging out with each other, and George Santos was sitting all by his lonesome because nobody liked him. You want to see that stuff. It's funny. Reminds you of cafeteria stuff. And those are the people that run the country.
Yeah, it's insane.
So it's awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Looks like RFK's going to run as an independent, they're saying. Who knows? That's just him threatening because he wants to get something to not run as an independent.
They're saying, I mean, that's his only shot.
No, but then he may hold off if maybe they do something to appease him for a little while so he doesn't do it. Because that will hurt. I don't know who that will hurt more. It will probably hurt both of them on some level, but
People think Trump's.
That would hurt Trump more?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably would.
Maybe.
It would probably hurt Trump more. I mean, yeah, if you're going to vote for the guy who's like falling upstairs and dancing with the flag, I can't imagine that you're like, oh, I would have voted for him, but I'm going to vote for RFK instead. It's probably like, because RFK is probably more appealing to that sort of outsider, even like the more like, not like the hardcore MAGA people,
right?
But the center people who maybe don't tell their friends that they vote for Trump. I think there are a lot of those people. Those are the people that I think Trump would lose and vote for RFK instead, because they don't like that Trump is such like a dickhead.
No, but also there's a lot of Democrats who are not
Democrats.
Come on, that type of
Sorry, I didn't mean to get political so early.
Who are sick and tired of watching fucking big cities go down the toilet because I mean there are plenty of Democrats who just believe in abortion and believe in gay rights, but don't think the criminals should just. There's 12 counties in LA that have filed lawsuits to stop this horseshit cashless bail. So there's plenty of Democrats who are like, fuck this, that's crazy. What's happening?
The less extreme people on both sides. Like when you start to get more toward,
There's a lot of Democrats that would vote for RFK because socially he's probably liberal. He's not going to fucking religiously police you with his shit. But he also believes in throwing somebody in jail if they fucking, commit a strong arm robbery.
And did you see what he did off the cliff?
I did not.
Rocks?
I just don't need to see him being physically active. I don't care.
He's real good.
I don't care.
He's in awesome shape.
I don't care.
Do you see that?
I can't do that. Can you do that?
No fucking way.
What did he do?
He did a backflip off a cliff into water.
I don't care.
It was amazing.
That's awesome.
That's pretty badass.
It is, but I don't need to see it like that. I don't need to see you without a shirt. Put your fucking shirt on.
I like
it's embarrassing.
Well, I will tell you this. It really you go like, well, that's why. What's her name? Cheryl Hines.
Yeah, and also the
I
fucking.
get it, right? You see it, you're like, I get that.
Also,
Good for you,
the
lady.
name on the driver's license doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt, but
all right, let me see him.
Neither does that chest.
He's very
Super
athletic.
badass.
He is. The form isn't that great. There's a little bit of a twist to it, but it's still better than we could
70
do.
years old.
It's amazing.
He is 70.
It's amazing.
But he's a 70 that I could live with. He's like a very smart guy
who can backflip.
Yeah, but I don't need to see you doing physical stuff. I got
like
it.
it.
You're in shape.
Show this to our enemies. Whew.
He's got to make up for the voice too.
I guess that's part of it too. Yeah, I think you're right.
This is our version of Putin on the horse with no shirt on.
Was as funny as you said that. I was literally just thinking the exact same thing.
Like, I mean, he said, like, Putin's like, do you look as good as me with no shirt on a horse? He's like, number one, yeah, and number two, let's see you do a backflip off a cliff then, Putin.
Oh, let's see him jump. Let's see him do this.
Watch.
Okay, you guys ready?
I wouldn't call that a cliff.
That's a cliff, bro. Oh shit.
I mean,
thanks so much for all who donated.
I don't know if I would do a front flip off of that.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I mean, you could.
But he did a side flip because he didn't want to hit the rock.
Well, he does
Still
have
dangerous.
it's just a little bit of a twist, but he does make a full rotation. It is still very dangerous.
Counts to me.
Counts to me, too, by a mile.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of nuts.
When was the last time we had a person running for president in a serious
4
way?
4 years ago.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
You can't interrupt me. Because, I mean, my point sounds
I apologize.
insane when you do. Who could do a backflip off a cliff like that?
Yeah. Pete Buttigieg.
And he didn't, I mean, in the primaries, sure.
Yeah.
But imagine if he's the president, he could do a backflip. When was the last time we had a president that could do a backflip?
Badass.
Maybe W? I don't know if he could or not, but I could see it.
Clinton. Probably not. Nah, Clinton was kind of doughy.
Clinton couldn't do a backflip. No. He liked Big Macs. They said Trump had like 100 bags of McDonald's brought into that courtroom yesterday.
That's great.
That's awesome, yeah. It made me hungry for McDonald's.
I know, it's like, maybe I should go get
Wait,
some
for
McDonald's.
who?
For himself and his peeps. To try to get to the bottom of everything going on. It's a lunch break. Let's
Boy,
go
was
insult the judge and get some McDonald's.
He really gave a press conference. That was a press conference for the ages.
Yeah.
That was a press conference. But he better watch it because that judge will tell him, will gag him. And then as much as you hate that judge, you better watch what you do. If you have a gag order from a judge, you have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but he's got 100 bags of McDonald's waiting for him in the other room. So if he's got a gag order, at least he's got good lunch to eat.
Yeah, and he was probably angry because he hadn't had the McDonald's yet.
True.
That's true. He went right out and did it, which was the wrong time to do it.
Yeah.
He knew there was milkshakes waiting.
He was
Fries.
angry.
You think he got shakes?
Of course he got shakes.
That was a dumb question.
Yeah.
He probably likes a Diet Coke.
He probably likes a Diet Coke, but also a shake. You don't get
for a treat.
Right, you don't get a shake for the beverage.
This is the best president photo ever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I would say of all the president photos,
yeah,
that's probably the one.
It does look like heaven, doesn't it?
That's the first time I've ever wanted to go, I would like to visit the White House.
Yeah.
What a fun time that would be. Just hanging out with him, fucking eat a burger.
Look at all those Wendy's.
Look at all that McDonald's.
He likes McDonald's. Trump just likes McDonald's.
He does.
This is what was brought into court yesterday. That's so much McDonald's.
And it wasn't even for a photo op. It was just like, no, I just genuinely want some McDonald's.
Yeah, they're not a
Our
sponsor.
president eats junk food, or the ex-president eats junk food. Yeah,
of course.
It does make you want it, though. McDonald's love this shit.
It's the best.
There's no way they couldn't love it. They have all these news stories, and
and it makes you want McDonald's when you see it,
dude. It makes you want McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's in a long time, and now I would like some. I would love some.
I had some last week. I'll have some this week.
How
too.
was it?
So good.
Yeah, I'll probably have to get some now, too.
You should get some. I'll get some for lunch. A nice 10-piece chicken nuggets, large fries, and a Diet Coke.
I want a fries, Coke, and a couple of cheeseburgers. I like McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Sweet and sour sauce.
They're kind of flat. They look like they've been sat on.
Yeah, but you can eat multiple.
Yeah.
They should do like a Trump. You know how they did like the Saweetie and the Travis Scott meal? They should do a Trump meal.
It would be so much food.
It'd be a lot.
Yeah.
Fun.
What would you serve in it? Sedition?
Wow, that was
So much
biting.
heavy.
That was very biting. It would be a good Super Bowl promotion.
Yeah.
Like, for all your friends coming over, get the Trump platter. and McDonald's will come deliver Trump portions to your whole Super Bowl party.
Big Mac, large fry, 10-piece milkshake.
There was a
Diet
time
Coke.
before he ran for president.
No, it's
that
a
would-
10-piece, but you tell people it's a 20-piece.
That's right. Before he ran for president, they would absolutely do that.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely do it.
And isn't it crazy? Like, again,
Some golden sauce that matches his hair.
everyone hates each other so much they can't even do a fun promotion like the president. Meeting
Trump has made that.
They couldn't have done it with Bush, and they probably couldn't have done it with
Bush
with
did
Biden
9/11.
either. They couldn't have done it with any of these guys. The last 15 or 20 years, people hate each other so fucking much. You just can't even do something dumb like that. I'm not eating it.
Yeah,
I need a Biden platter. What the fuck would I care?
not?
Yes, you
Good.
put your burger on the table, it just falls off. Terrible
Yeah.
joke. Just had hopes.
It's okay.
But I couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah.
You got a flag you can hug while you eat it?
Neither could he.
You're accidentally eating the flag. Would be This burger's delicious. Honey, you're eating the flag. Yeah, I mean, 9/11 made it tough for Bush, and Trump made it impossible.
Yeah, that's it. People's lines are drawn in the sand.
But that was the whole thing, though. I mean, it's not like Trump was like, hey, I'm trying to be for everybody. He was like, nope, this is the campaign. this is the idea. Like, I'm going to be as polarizing as possible to rally. And I think I'll be able to rally that side enough that they'll fight against. And it worked.
I wonder if he knows how polarizing he is.
Of course he knows how polarizing he is.
I guess.
He knows right where to hit.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
But he's also hurting himself by doing it. Like, it's not all to his benefit. It hurts. His big mouth hurts him. The fact that Trump just says shit hurts him.
I guess. I mean, but he got to be the president of the United States. I don't know, like, what opportunities it's costing him.
A re-election. It cost a re-election.
Yeah, but it got him to the office to begin with.
But when you see, like, when you have an inability to see how people are responding to you. No. Like, when you have that inability, I think that's why I think Biden won. I think it cost him the election. I think the fact that people were just tired of it was too much. And he doesn't see when to just dial it back a little bit because people are with you about certain things, but it's getting redundant. It feels too unhinged.
I don't think he would have won the first time, though, if he hadn't done it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so I don't think he would have won the first time if he hadn't done it. And then it's really difficult to change your game because then your angry base, even though the angry base has shrunk, because like you said, people are tired of it. But the people that aren't tired of it don't want you to back down.
I also don't think that that's what won it for him. I think that he won in spite of that.
I don't think so.
The first thing, I think he won I think the fact that he said certain things, the way he went after other politicians, all that stuff was fine. I don't think anybody minds that. But it just got to a point where it felt paranoid and it felt like it's constantly talking. As the things against him ramped up more, the fact that he wouldn't stop talking about it. I think that's where, like, he didn't have that in the first election. He had people coming after him. But after a while, he just got so bogged down in it. It kind of felt like fucking...
and he wasn't fighting from beneath anymore either.
Yeah, it felt like I'm a guy who didn't dislike Trump, but I was like, all right already with this. We got it. I hate the media too. I've hated them longer than you have. I hate them.
Yeah, he
really
you. Hates him.
You've been heard. Like, let's move forward. They suck. You're right. Fuck them. But then going after every news organization who didn't do what it's like after a while it just became draining. And I think that's what he didn't calculate right. And I think after a while, people are just like, all right, I want something that feels stable, even if it's just this old shithead.
Well, we'll see, because he's not changing.
No, I know. But it hurts him. It absolutely hurts him. And that telling a fucking the lawyer, you're not my type either. I mean, what are you doing?
Being hilarious.
I mean, it is very funny, sure. But it doesn't help your cause.
He knows people like to laugh.
People do like to laugh.
They socked him with, what was it, $10 million?
Big deal.
That's a drop in the bucket.
He just can't help himself at this point.
No.
I don't know. I feel like he's ramping back up.
He is ramping back up.
I feel like a lot of people are getting on board that I wouldn't think were getting on board. Isn't Steve Harvey like all in now?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is Steve Harvey red pilled?
I'm almost positive he was like on a Trump rant.
No. Look up if Steve Harvey is a Trump guy, because Troy sometimes just says like wild shit.
All right, let me
that's
click
poorly
on this
researched.
article from Reuters that says misattributed Steve Harvey quote about supporting.
You always
Trump.
do this, Troy.
That's also 2020.
I mean, when did you read it?
I think it's new. I think there's a new video of him.
You say some shit though sometimes, Troy.
I know.
You gotta admit that.
Sometimes
you don't always do the research.
I'll see stuff in passing and I'll be like Trump supporter and he says something like pro-Trump.
Yeah, I don't know what you saw, buddy.
All right, I'll find the video.
I believe in you.
I believe in you too, but sometimes you do just see something and then you just say it, but you haven't actually
But
looked
then luckily Travis is here with the Google machine.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to help you out, buddy. Also, just because you see something today doesn't mean it happened today. You got to keep that in mind.
You get tricked on Twitter a lot, Troy.
Do I?
Yeah.
You can see old shit today. That doesn't make it new.
Oh, you guys might be right.
Troy aged 30 years during the pandemic.
Yeah, but you know what? Look at him. He looks great.
Wow.
But you look at it, you see him at peace.
Troy, what was the quote? Do you remember?
The Steve Harvey quote?
Yeah, or vaguely what it encompassed?
He does not. He just was talking shit.
Yeah,
again.
he just put two names together.
Hang on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, he just was like, hey, Steve Harvey's a Trump guy now. And we're like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just said it.
I wasn't expecting follow-up questions.
Like, that's a wild thing to say, you know, on a radio show. Because people are at home, then they're going to go to their office going, I heard Steve Harvey's a Trump
All right.
guy.
The first thing I see, you put in Twitter, Steve Harvey Trump.
Right. Yeah, but you follow all Trump accounts.
No, I don't.
Where do I go?
I go to
Illuminati
search.
bot?
No, you go to.
Are you signed in?
Illuminati Bot is great.
Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff on Illuminati Bot. No. You just go to.
Steve Harvey. I'm doing that right now for you, buddy.
I wish he had done it before, don't
I
you?
hope you're right.
I know. Like, what the fuck?
I hope you're right.
He's like, oh, I found an article. It's like from 2020, you idiot.
You don't even know when you saw it or what you saw.
Do you know what you saw?
I mean, look what I'm looking at. I mean, it's.
I can't see over there, sweetheart.
I mean, this is just like a...
Yeah, I typed in Trump Steve Harvey.
It says how I feel about Trump by Steve Harvey, but that tweet's not from Steve Harvey.
Yeah, that's not from Steve Harvey.
What's he say? Let's see.
Wait, we don't know. It's text, but it's not from Steve Harvey.
All right, I'll find it. I'll find what he was talking about.
And it's probably
the text that says how I feel about Trump by Steve Harvey has been confirmed 3 years ago to have not been from Steve Harvey.
He was
Steve
right
Harvey's
on.
not on the Trump train then.
Troy Travis was right on this one.
Well, that guy.
You got tricked by Twitter again.
It's okay. It's okay. It's easy to be tricked these days.
That algo will get you.
That one guy thought a fire alarm opened up a door. It's
That's
easy
true.
to be fooled.
You know how, like, fool me twice, shame on me?
Yeah.
Troy just is like, nope, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep fooling me. Have you thought about that, Troy? Being like, you know what? Going forward, when I read something, I'm gonna see if there's anything that corroborates this whatsoever. Because Travis was like, that's what his thing was. Like, Troy, I love you, buddy, and you might be right, but there is nothing that corroborates what you just said.
I don't know.
Right? And that would have helped you if you had spent 30 seconds, even.
But, you know, you cover a lot of ground on Twitter.
You do.
Well, yeah, because, there's a lot of posts.
You got to read them all. You got to read them all, and each with the same level of seriousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. They deserve it.
They go
Hey, there's a check mark.
Same level of gravity.
That's right.
Fool me once, won't get fooled again.
Actually,
fooled multiple times, Steph. You know.
Fool me once and continue on
Yes,
and on
please.
and on
Just
and on.
Keep fooling me.
Yeah, just nonstop fooling.
That was funny. Like Ted Cruz, there was a meme where it had Ted Cruz's picture, and he's saying to Trump, "If you insult my wife one more time, I'll lick your other ball."
And then Troy read that, and he came in here and go, "Did you guys hear that Ted Cruz is literally licking Trump's balls? He licked his balls. I read it."
No, there was a photo.
I saw a photo.
Guys, I saw it on Illuminati Bot.
Is that an account?
It's the best account.
Oh, that's funny.
Because they tell you like it is.
Yeah, they're just there. X is great now.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's not hiding a lot of shit that was being hidden before.
No, it's good that they don't lead you astray ever.
No.
Oh. Yeah. No, Illuminati Bot's got it going on. Here's their latest post.
What's it say?
COVID was a test to see how far you'd comply. Most people failed.
It's true.
That's true.
I see no lies.
Troy, how did you do? Did you pass or fail?
Well, unfortunately, I got vaxxed.
Unfortunately.
So you failed.
They got
So I
you.
guess I failed.
They got you, huh?
They got me.
Oh,
Yeah, but you know
man.
what? You could retake the test.
You could.
You'd pass now.
How do you like that Troy feels like, well, they won't trick me again with their vaccines. However, misinformation, I will allow it to pour down on top of me and repeat it to friends and coworkers. Huh.
Are you getting the next booster?
I don't know. No. I mean, maybe. No.
That's a yes.
That's a yes.
Yeah, I mean, are you?
No, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I want to get a flu shot.
I'm going to get a flu shot, yeah.
Why do you need a flu shot?
Yeah.
I don't want to get the flu.
Yeah, I don't want to get the flu. I don't want my
Helps.
kids to get the flu. Like,
Just keep your immunity up.
oh,
Stay
cool.
healthy.
Flu.
Yes, Troy, how about just stay healthy?
Yeah, stay healthy.
Cool.
How about
Troy,
eating
do you have any
healthy?
health? Do you have any health tips that you've read on Twitter?
Yeah, I'll give you some. You ready?
Yes.
Get a good night's sleep.
Oh,
Sure.
Eat healthy.
Thank you, dude.
All helpful things.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Get your 30,000 steps.
30,000 steps. Listen
Get
to
at least 10,000 steps in a day. At least.
Show up to Taylor Swift's house.
It was her old house. And that's where she wrote Lover.
Oh, I didn't. I forgot.
It was
That's where-
Lover.
I forgot that's right.
Lover. That's where she wrote Lover.
Mm-hmm.
Stay healthy.
Yeah. No, I'll probably
I get the flu shot every year.
Of
I
course,
love
yeah.
it.
I'll get a flu shot.
Love it.
Why do you love it?
Because I don't want to get the flu.
But you still get sick from it.
No, I don't.
You get like you get
The
a little
flu
sick.
shot.
No.
The flu shot has been proven to be effective.
And if you get a very mild unpleasantness, I've had the flu before in my life, and it fucking blows.
1 or 2 days, you're fine.
No, it's not. Not with a good dose of the flu. It sucks. I hate being sick. I don't mind a little flu shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's to no detriment.
But you might as well just get the booster while you're at it.
Yeah, I've seen that Travis Kelce commercial.
Yeah, get both.
Well, if Travis Kelce thinks so.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're injecting one thing, just inject the other while you're at it.
Did you go to medical school?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you might as well, why skip one?
Well, they're different things.
They're totally different
They're
things.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still it's a
Only
sickness.
reduced.
So you don't get any vaccines, Troy. You're like against all vaccines now.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, if you're getting injected by something.
But I've never gotten a flu shot in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Have you gotten any other vaccine? I mean, I'm not asking you.
Yeah, of course I was vaccinated as a child.
Yeah, some guys don't get the flu shot. I get it every year. You don't get it either?
I've never had it.
Yeah. Which is...
I get it every year. Love it.
Yeah.
Go to CVS or Dwayne Reed.
Oh, you just make a day of it.
Give me a little flu. Film it, put it up. Give me a little flu. Love a good flu shot.
Yeah, I started getting the flu shot when I had kids in school because they bring, little kid germs home.
Of course.
Right.
And it doesn't guarantee you can't get it. But
No.
I mean, I've found it helpful over the years.
Of course it's helpful.
So I get it.
Or it's not. I've never gotten it, and I rarely get the flu.
Yeah, maybe not. But I mean, it hasn't hurt.
Hey, whatever makes you guys sleep at night.
That does.
Right.
Well, I wish I knew. I don't sleep at night. It'd be helpful.
Oh, good. Mike in Boston.
There we go.
Okay.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Okay, I just want to verify. That Travis, what a smug cocksucker.
Yeah, I know.
He
The
is.
worst.
The worst.
Unbelievable. The guy, he goes on Google. He hits the Google machine,
Ugh.
and it takes credit for everything.
Mr. Twinkle Fingers.
Troy is
That's
absolutely right.
He is?
Harvey,
Oh, boy.
I know this.
He cracked out.
He is right, Mike? Troy's right on this
What
one?
did he say, Steve Harvey?
I can't remember exactly. It was a Twitter post.
All right. Thanks,
I
Mike.
just can't stand Travis.
I understand.
No.
He's hateable.
Look,
He's such a dick.
he is a dick.
Takes credit for everything, and he's right on the Google.
Yep.
And that's
Pussy.
all he does.
And then he's
Get rid of that cocksucker.
making he's making fun of Jim for getting a flu shot as if, people don't get flu shots. It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm making fun of you, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Travis.
you said Jim is going to make a day of it.
Well, yeah, Jim at least has a good excuse. He
Don't
goes to
see.
CVS.
This is Travis likes to be smug.
Travis is smart, though. That's a great point. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Sam's
Yeah.
just a little turd who's like, shoot me up with whatever you want, guys.
Inject whatever you
Inject
want.
whatever you want.
Such a dick.
It's tough,
I
man.
agree. I agree with
It's
this
tough,
guy.
Mike. It is
Yeah.
tough.
Troy, that was your guy. He called up to defend you, and he can't even remember what he said.
Yeah, but he did make a good point.
What was the point?
You were a
No, I
shithead.
remember.
Oh, shit. And I remember he did say that exactly.
I just don't remember
4
what
years
he
ago.
said.
He
Yeah.
must have saw the same thing on Illuminati Bot.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Troy's
true.
the man.
Thank you.
I was just
So are
thinking
you.
that. Thank
Troy's
you,
the
Mike.
man. Fuck Travis.
Exactly.
Yep. You're not
I
going to
don't
get
know
any
if it's gotta be
arguments.
one or the other.
You know why I started getting flu shots? Because Travis was like, "You don't need that." Oh, really? Whatever Travis says, I'm doing the opposite of because he's an idiot.
I get
me.
that.
We're
You
nice
get
and
that
healthy
thing.
and
I may
fat
have to
now.
go get a flu shot now.
Exactly. What's your plan? Okay, I'm not doing that.
Troy, keep your eyes open. Jesus
No,
Christ.
my
Come
eyes
on,
are
man.
wide open.
Thank
believe
you.
me.
Did you ever have chicken pox?
Yes.
I never had them, so I think I get like a shingles vaccine for that. They gave me a vaccine for that recently.
Yeah.
I think, I was definitely got. I don't want to get shingles,
Right.
Or whatever it would have given me, because I never had them.
You get the shingles vaccine?
I don't know if it matters once you've had chicken pox. I don't know how that works.
I think when you get older, you're supposed to get it. I think older people get. I don't know what the age is.
Can you get shingles if you've never had chicken pox?
If you've never
Let me
had.
get on the Google machine and take credit.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I've never had it, so maybe for me a vaccine made sense. I don't know.
You get shingles.
I think you can get. Can you get shingles if you haven't had chickenpox or if you had chickenpox?
I know if you have.
Anyone who's had chickenpox may develop shingles.
But you can't, and so I've never had it. So maybe I got a chickenpox vaccine or whatever. I don't know what I got, but it was over the course of like a
Can
year.
I catch shingles if I haven't had chickenpox? You can't get shingles if you've never had chickenpox.
There you go.
So you didn't need the vaccine.
So you didn't need it because you've never.
No, it
had
might have been for chickenpox. So I didn't get it.
because you don't want to get chickenpox.
And as an
That'd be
adult.
so nuts if you got chickenpox.
Chickenpox are like really bad when you're an adult.
I know.
Well,
I remember
and just-
my
and you
mom
don't-
had them when I was like 12.
Oh.
And like, okay.
That's what happened. He got them and she blamed him.
But it was really bad. And she like just stayed in the bedroom for like a week or I don't know, however long it takes.
Cucumber.
Yeah, she sure did. She stayed in a temple.
Oh, Jim.
Guys, I'm trying to.
He's trying to be serious.
You're right. I apologize.
He's trying to be
But no,
serious.
It's bad.
It's bad when you're an adult. Yeah.
Yeah, and it does.
Like you want to get it when you're a kid.
Yeah.
It's also one of those things that you don't really even hear about anymore because they've, I mean, kids don't really get chickenpox anymore.
Not as
because
much,
everybody
right?
gets the vaccine for it.
But then the argument is, well, why get anything? Why not just why don't let your immune system fight the chickenpox?
Well, yeah, Troy doesn't believe in chickenpox vaccine either, I
I mean,
guess.
the Amish do it. They're fine.
Yeah,
They're also not as exposed to the outside world.
They don't flight.
They don't fly.
Yeah.
They're not doing gigs.
I was
at the
just
Comedy
thinking.
Cellar every night.
Let me look at what the Amish are up to and repeat
Yeah.
that.
Trying so hard to be with you, man.
I know. He's like,
bunch of guys in tight
you-
slacks putting up a barn door.
yeah, have you been raising barns?
Their sisters.
You do that too?
I'm taking after their beard.
No, that's
They got
true.
a good beard.
That's true. Hats.
They got good
Yeah.
hats.
They got good hats.
They got good food.
The Amish have
I mean,
pretty
I've
good
been
food,
there.
yeah.
Shady
Smorgasbord.
Maple.
Yeah. It's great. It is great.
What is Shady Maple?
It's a smorgasbord.
That's all Amish. It's all off of their farms.
Where is it?
Lancaster.
Oh, I like Lancaster.
Oh,
Yes.
you'd love
There
it.
was a diner. I used to do that Italian Villa East on Route 30, and I loved that gig. And there was a great diner about a mile and a half away from there.
You get a fresh steak right off the farm. Oh,
Yeah, it's a good buffet.
Cut it right off the cow.
What's it called? Maple?
Shady Maples.
Maple.
Shady, and they have it every day, or is it a diner or a
No, it's a buffet.
a buffet?
buffet.
Every day?
Every day.
Yeah.
Except I may be closed Sunday. I'm sure they might be religious, but
Shady Maple.
Old
That's good
people love
food?
it. Oh, at like
the
5 o'clock, it's popping.
Maybe I'll go there.
And the gift shop is huge.
huge gift shop.
Shady Maple.
I like a good gift shop.
Oh,
Sure
yeah.
you do.
That's the best part of Cracker Barrel.
I mean, there's a lot of good about Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, you're right. There's nothing bad about Cracker Barrel, is what I should have said.
Shady Maple.
Yeah.
Ooh, do they have any haunted houses or anything like or hay rides in Lancaster?
I'm sure.
They have to.
There's so much property.
Because I know upstate they do, and that Headless Horseman
That one rolls.
is great. But is there anything comparable in Lancaster? I'd love to go there and then go to Shady Maple.
I'm sure that there has to. I don't know if it'll be as good as Headless Horseman. That's one of the best.
It is, right?
Yes, in Ulster.
It's really good.
It's excellent.
Is that 2 hours from here?
Oh, there's Field of Screams.
In Lancaster?
Mm-hmm.
When is that?
Probably October,
Well, we're in October.
and it's probably happening.
Probably now.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess now. Travis, you nail that one?
Boom.
Yep, now.
Field of Screams.
Why are you saying it like that?
It's just ominous, frightening.
Oh, you get the Scream Pass, all 4 attractions.
I would do this.
What are the attractions?
Haunted Hayride,
It's
Den
only
of Darkness,
$40?
Nocturnal Wasteland.
What is that?
Nightmare
Nocturnal.
Oh, something by Sheets.
Oh. Yeah. I got to be honest.
What's up?
4 attractions, $40.
Not bad.
Not bad, but there's no way it's as good as the
Headless
one-
Horseman's much better.
There's no way.
I want to do the hayride, though. I've never done a hayride.
They brought back the hayride this year.
I know. I saw that. I'm debating it.
Well, you just said you want to do it.
I do.
No,
I mean, I'm
he's
debating going up there.
going all the way
Yeah,
back.
Ulster's far. Went last year. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably...
Evil.
It's like an hour and change away from me, so it's probably like just under 2 from you.
Yeah, or about 2 hours, yeah. Escape rooms don't really have any...
Escape rooms suck.
Yeah.
'Cause you gotta do like math and shit.
I don't care about that.
Search for clues.
For me.
No.
Just tell me how to get out.
Exactly. Can I Google this?
Yeah.
Mm,
Where's the fire alarm?
Was this a doorknob? No! Yeah, no, I'm not an escape rooms person at all.
People you don't know. What does they think that clue means?
Let's team up.
Shut up, fatso. No, I'm talking to myself. I'm alone in the room.
Jim would be really annoying to do an escape room with.
Why? I like to weigh all options.
Exactly.
Can't help
We'd
it.
be in there for hours.
Just asking the dumbest questions.
I ask very good questions.
Like, could there be clearly stuff that couldn't possibly have anything to do with the escape room? Well, that could be. Oh,
you never
God.
know. I mean, look, young Jimmy wanted to be a lawyer, and that's how you have to examine everything.
I know, but some things we don't.
Sam, what do you got? I like to examine it all.
I know you do.
Twist it upside down, see what it is.
Sure. Shake it.
Well, I guess I've just grown a hatred for people who are so convinced they're right all the time. And it's like I don't
You
want
talking about Troy?
I mean, I've done it too. So I don't want to be that guy.
fuck are you talking about?
When you said Steve Harvey was a Trump guy, when
Yeah,
you
but
were
let
like
me
all
figure that
vaccines are bad, you know.
I never said all vaccines are bad.
You said if you're going to inject yourself with one thing, inject yourself with anything.
You know, how does that mean? How do you translate that into all vaccines are bad? When I say, well, if you're injecting one thing, you might as well just inject the other.
Would mean by your logic, if I'm getting a flu shot, I might as well also do heroin. Like I'm injecting
if
stuff.
you're justifying one thing, just do the other.
But if they're separate things.
They're two separate things.
But they both just are administered by needle, but that doesn't...
In the same place.
Well, you're
in the same
right.
location. That's
location.
like... Okay,
Sure.
if I'm going to McDonald's and I'm like, I don't like cheeseburgers, but I'll get some McNuggets.
Well, why would you be exclusive to one and not the other?
Because they're two different things.
Yeah, you make a decision based on the evidence of each one. And the need.
They're two very different things.
Yeah.
But fuck it. Like, it's there. Just do it. Like, why would you say no to that?
Well, because your reasoning is not good.
Yeah, but neither is yours.
Weighing the option. I hate to say Sam's right, but to weigh the options of both.
I'm going to tell you something. Jim and Travis are like fighting however they can to try to take your side on this. Please.
I don't understand. If you'll get one, why wouldn't you just get the other?
Would you get a chickenpox vaccine?
I had chickenpox. Why would I do that?
If you didn't have chickenpox, would you get a chickenpox vaccine?
Probably not.
So you wouldn't get any vaccines?
I've had all of them.
So you would
up to this point.
If you hadn't, you wouldn't get any right now.
If there's something else that comes out, I probably would weigh if it was worth.
You'd weigh it individually.
But,
you'd weigh the vaccine. Wait.
But COVID's on the uprise again. So why wouldn't you get?
You'd
that?
weigh the vaccines individually. You're saying?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, COVID's coming back. So why are you worried about the flu and not COVID?
If they had an HIV vaccine, maybe not because you're in a relationship, but when you were single, would you have gotten it?
Probably not.
No.
Really? If you could have prevented yourself from getting AIDS?
I mean, I don't sleep with unprotected sex with hookers, so like...
We're men. I know, I understand that, but you still... At one point, I mean, wouldn't most of us have gotten an HIV?
I mean, just because it's like...
Yeah, just because it's like, hey, you never know. Like,
it'd be great to not have to worry about this.
Just to not have to worry. And to tell somebody I'm vaccinated for AIDS, so I'm broad dogging you.
You'd be walking around with that card.
I'd find a tattoo.
Right around your neck like Logan Paul in a Pokemon card.
Have it in yellow on my forearm.
All I'm saying is you might as well just get it. You're there, you might as well just do it.
But you don't think all vaccines are bad?
No.
You pick them in, like, some are good, some are bad.
I've gotten vaccinated everything up to this point.
I
as
see.
a child. And
but you were a kid, though. You didn't make that decision.
No. But you'd make a decision.
And I'm fine. Look at me.
But you would make your decisions based on what vaccines you got individually.
Yeah, I never got a flu shot. And I've been fine ever since. I've never had a problem with the flu. You get it for, 2 or 3 days and you're fine.
Right, but if I was like, well, I'll get a flu shot, maybe I won't get the flu.
You still kind of get a little sick from it.
It's very minimal.
And I know people that get the flu shot and had COVID shots and still got the flu and still got COVID.
But I know people that get a flu shot that didn't get the flu.
I know people who don't get the flu shot and don't get the flu.
Same.
Right.
You're due.
Travis, do you think if I just get one thing, I should just get everything?
Yeah, that's like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get a COVID booster. I might as well get an epidural."
Right.
I mean, they're both needles.
I mean, Troy, your example of if you go to McDonald's and get chicken nuggets, you should also get a cheeseburger.
That wasn't mine. That was Sam's.
Well, that was your logic, though.
Yeah.
No, you spun my logic into something completely different.
But would you agree with that?
No, but it's like...
No.
If you're going to get one and COVID is back up, it's coming back, so you might as well just get that.
I agree with... if you're dumb enough to get the flu shot, which is kind of what you're saying,
Thank you for saying it. Somebody had to say it.
You might as well.
Why not? Who cares? Just do it. Right. You're there.
Well, I mean, based on this conversation, it sounds like you care more than me.
All right, Troy, we're back on.
Yeah.
No, the topic came up. I didn't bring this up.
I mean, you're far more impassioned about it than I think me, or honestly, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim was kind of jokingly saying that he loved it and makes a day out of it, but
For the flu shot, I love the flu
I
shot.
just don't understand your logic.
I do love the flu shot.
right, but the real vitriol and passion, I wouldn't say is coming from
No,
here.
I don't feel political about it.
No.
At all. It's not my identity. It's just, do I want to miss a gig because I have the flu and lose money?
Would you say it's possible that maybe after reading a lot of tweets, there are people that could feel political about it? No.
Do I feel that some people's identity is wrapped up in it? Yes, I do.
Okay.
That their entire existence now just revolves
It's the
around-
moment of going, I fucking told you.
Right. Like, how many days per week on an average week do you actively think about Pro or con or neutral vaccinations.
Very rarely.
Right.
I mean, this whole thing, I was like, what if I'll get it? I don't know. I don't feel a pressing need to.
Right. But you don't think about it a lot.
No.
You have other things going on.
A lot of other things that I think of, yeah.
I would say, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I would say based on conversations, there are other people who probably think about it a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I very rarely do.
Yeah.
Like an unhealthy amount?
Yeah.
Okay.
How often do these people mention it to you?
I think that
on or off the air.
Some people do it as like a goof because they know it'll get people riled up one way or the other, which I enjoy. And then other people start that, but then they work themselves into such a shoot. And I think that there are other people who know that person will get themselves all worked up, so they get them going.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. I'm making it up.
I think you're making it up as you go.
Mike, you know what I'm saying? Am I off base here?
No, I have an inkling. There may be a shithead about who likes to rabble rouse.
Mike gets it though. His eyes are open.
There may be
finally.
There may be a shithead. Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Mike is finally seeing with two eyes. A shithead who likes to rabble rouse the easily manipulatable.
He may pick weak targets.
Not saying any names, by the way. To be fair.
Wow.
We said wow.
Just some L.A. judge. The zero bail policy takes effect in L.A. because a judge ruled that it discriminates. Bail policy discriminates against minorities and poor people.
Nice.
They deserve what they get in L.A.
Boom.
Yep.
Minimum wage is up, though, in L.A. That's good.
That's sick.
Yeah. Sure.
Trying to get paid.
Absolutely.
$20 an hour. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
$20 an hour is good.
You can make more money as you're watching your store be robbed by people who will not have to pay bail to get out of jail.
Not true. But at least you won't have to spend your minimum wage on bail if need be.
You don't even need more money. You just go steal shit. There's no consequences. Who cares what minimum wage is if you can just go take what you need?
That'd be cool. Everything's free.
Yep.
Good.
LA deserves what they get. You deserve what you get. And we deserve what we get here. New Yorkers deserve what we get because of the people that you've voted. That dumb Kathy Hochul. By the way, great. They found that 9-year.
Hours good.
You can make more money as you're watching your store be robbed by people who will not have to pay bail to get out of jail.
Not true. But at least you won't have to spend your minimum wage on bail if need be.
You don't even need more money. You just go steal shit. There's no consequences. Who cares what minimum wage is if you can just go take what you need?
That'd be cool. Everything's free.
Yep.
Good.
LA deserves what they get. You deserve what you get. And we deserve what we get here. New Yorkers deserve what we get because of the people that you've voted. That dumb Kathy Hochul. By the way, great. They found that 9-year-old girl, which is that story was so upsetting and depressing.
Yeah.
She went missing from a park for like 2 days, and they found her in this fucking piece of shit. This dummy kidnapped her. And he wrote a ransom note to her family.
Yeah.
And his fingerprints or his DNA were on it. So all the people going, why do they need to take a DNA when they arrest you for DUI? This is why.
They got you.
Because then you kidnap a child and they've got your DNA. And in all the years they've had your DNA, they didn't come after you. They didn't use your DNA. But when there's a missing child, they were able to connect you to it.
And they found the child.
Fine in a closet in this guy's mother's camper.
Yeah.
And she's only gone for 2 days, which is awful, but I mean, who the fuck knows what would have happened?
Yeah, the reason they got her that quick was because they were able to get
because there was
the evidence
DNA
off the letter. Yeah, like the thumbprint or whatever.
Although they might have had their eye on him anyway. They might have been looking at this guy anyway. I think they were looking at him anyway.
Like they were aware of him.
And the cops got called away. They were like watching his house and they got called away at the time he went to deliver the ransom note. Some weird shit happened. But either way,
I'm really glad they got her. Yeah.
I am so happy they got her. And I mean, the answer for a guy like this, for whatever his motivation was, is he just pull him into the street and end it. I mean, why even? If she's in his
beating,
closet,
you think?
What's that?
By beating?
Beating or a much easier method.
Just something, even if it's quick.
Quick, to the point.
Just be done with the problem.
Done. Dig a hole and he's done. Yeah.
You do know sometimes, like, that guy is not going to contribute.
Zero. Some people have a zero contribution to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Zero.
If
you kidnap a 9-year-old and keep her in your closet, you have nothing to contribute. Zero.
Yeah, like what could you ever do that would make up for that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And all you're going to do is drain resources.
Yeah. We should, speaking of draining, we should take a break.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, Fat Black Pussycat, 7 o'clock. Every Wednesday in October. And I'll be breaking out the Halloween jokes.
Spooky season. Pumpkin Spice Jimmy. You don't like the celebration?
No.
All right. The Halloween chip merchandise bag?
Oh, it's been up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you're not too scared.
Fucking chipperot,
We'll be right back. Stay there. many, many, many times.
So what was the holdup? Did they explain what their reasoning for the holdup was?
No, I mean, well, I'm sure they have to collect evidence. They can't just go on Vlad TV interviews But I mean, he did a Vlad TV interview. He did a documentary. He wrote a memoir. A memoir. But he said, apparently he did not do the shooting.
He was there in the car.
He was in the car. But he specifically said the shots came from the back seat.
Like he gave the order.
Did he say he gave the order?
I believe he has said in the past, yeah.
Did he think that nobody would arrest him for it, that nobody cared? I don't understand how you think. Why would you do that?
I mean, he's been doing this for years, so maybe he did think.
I don't understand why.
I guess they're kind of done with that.
Yeah, maybe.
And then I guess 5 years ago there was a regime change over there in the police department, and they started to go you know what, this guy keeps talking about it. Let's look
get
into
this.
Yeah, let's
guy,
get him. Yeah.
That's why mob guys were so good. They just didn't have that fucking. I mean, now it's gotten with podcasting and stuff, but they just learned how to shut the fuck up. Do what you do, and don't tell everyone you're doing it.
Don't mob guys always end snitching?
Snitching for RICO reasons. No, the mob guys fucking... And snitching is different than going on interviews and going, yeah, guess what I did? Snitching is much different. And also, they typically didn't until RICO took effect and nobody was willing to do 25 years.
I mean, but now they do. Now they all
Now they do.
Yeah, they all have full-on podcasts and everything.
But they're not going out confessing to active murder investigation.
The podcasts are all guys who have already
done
already ratted. So most of that shit's out there, and they're
Sammy the Bull, right?
Yeah, they're just retelling stories to make money off of it now.
Yeah, it's different than going out there and bragging about a murder that no one's been convicted of. The mob guys aren't doing that. Sammy Gravano is careful that way he talks. He'll say certain things, but then you hear him talk around certain things.
Henry Hill wasn't the most careful.
No, I don't know what he confessed to, though, and what he didn't.
He kept jumping out of witness protection.
Yeah.
Like it was hopscotch.
Yeah, I mean, Sammy, too. I mean, they busted him selling ecstasy in Arizona.
They couldn't stay away.
And he's like, what are you going to come get me?
Yeah.
And no one's coming to get him. I mean, a lot of those guys are different guys now. A lot of those guys have gotten locked up. And who wants to deal with even old Sammy the Bull's a frightening guy. I mean,
sure.
I mean, he'll do it. It'd come for him.
Sure. Yeah, so they finally got Keefe D.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if he was surprised. I know they raided his house over the summer, so he must have known. In July, I think there was a massive raid on his house. They were taking old hard drives and everything that had evidence on it, and they were trying to get all the outtakes of the interviews that he had done to find out absolutely everything he had said.
That's smart.
I'm sure they got his book on Amazon.
I mean, you just can't be that obvious about it. But then there's also the party that probably wants credit for it.
Right.
It's such a high-profile crime that you probably want some credit for it.
And you think that it's over.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was years that he was talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe some lawyer gives you bad advice that, you just tell him it's for entertainment.
Yeah,
as long as there's no evidence, you can just say it's for entertainment.
Sure, you can just say you're trying to sell books. Who's the guy that pulled the trigger? Did he say that?
No.
Hasn't he said in the past that it was his nephew or something, and then he died a couple years afterwards?
I saw an interview with him where he said he wouldn't say it, but he's done so many interviews that it could have just been a different interview. I know in the doc he said he wouldn't say who it was, but he might have said since then.
Did they say why they killed him?
He claimed in his book that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, fatally shot Tupac.
Which was always the suspect.
Anderson, who died in 1998, denied any involvement and was never charged.
Died in 98? What did he die? Was he killed?
Yeah, gang shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that he has brought up Sean Puffy Combs' name.
What do you mean?
As somebody who...
wanted it done?
Yes.
Oh. So is Sean Puffy Combs saying yes, he's correct?
Sean Puffy Combs has not said that.
Oh, okay.
No, he just put out a new album. He's not trying to...
Yeah. He's all about love.
He's brother love now, so he's not trying to do any of that stuff.
Yeah. He's having a comeback.
But yeah, this guy has said a lot of stuff and a lot of different stuff in different interviews. Like Travis said in his book, he was like, this is who it was. But in the documentary, he was like, or Vlad TV, whatever interview I was watching, he was like, no, I can't tell you who it was.
Well, if it was his nephew and his nephew is dead, it's always, I don't know whether it was or not, it's always smart to put it on something that's dead.
100%. And that was the name that was kind of connected with it for a long time.
So is he saying kind of like, hey, I was just there, but I didn't do it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what are they charging with?
Or
as being a part of it?
Or, yeah, involvement in...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if he was there, he's going to get charged with something. You can't be in the car when it happens and protect the people who did it. Even if you had no idea they were going to, which that's a little difficult to believe that you didn't know.
Did you just say you're going to get charged with something? Maybe I heard that wrong.
It's possible.
I heard you're going to get charged with
Oh,
something.
God. Okay. I stand corrected.
I wish you were
I
right.
wish you were right. Oh.
I swear, I thought you said if you're there, you're going to get charged with something.
You good?
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't think so.
Can we check that later?
Yeah, later.
Yeah, please mark that, because I'd like to come back to that.
He's still hot about the...
Are you saying that you'd like follow-up?
Troy, I got you, buddy.
I just want to make sure. Well, it hasn't gone out live yet. Can you hear the app or no?
All right, I can tune in the app. Okay.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I thought I heard...
Could be not. I don't know.
God, I hope you're right.
You're going to get charged with something.
Troy's still a little hot about the way the vaccine conversation
I
went.
understand.
He's not...
Sure.
Y'all go get charged with something.
Yeah, you're going to get charged with something.
It's possible. I mean...
I just want to make sure.
I didn't intend to, but...
I know.
certainly-
Troy, keep an ear on that. Well, maybe go outside.
Yeah, you can go outside.
Okay.
You're not...
Wait. Sure.
Maybe some lawyer gives you bad advice that...
Oh, wow.
I mean, you just can't be that obvious about it. But there's also the party that probably wants credit for it.
Oh, it's 5 minutes.
It's such a high
We
profile.
can't listen to...
No, we can't. I mean, what are we going to do? Just sit here and be entertained?
It's a great show, yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right,
true.
hang on, I'll go listen.
Can you record it?
Yes.
Yeah, you can screen grab
Thank
it.
you, Troy.
Yeah, do a video grab.
You go enjoy the show.
What a lucky guy.
Somebody lock the door.
Oh, like a fun little prank?
Yeah, Troy will pull a fire alarm to try to get it open.
Would that open the doors?
No. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, you can't just put it in their face if you've gotten away with something. Like, even if they know it, you can't.
Yeah, unless
taunt
there's
them.
because unless there's some kind of statute of limitations that you know they cannot.
Yeah,
But
and
there
not on
isn't.
murder.
Nope.
No. On murder, there's not.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine he got bad advice.
Yeah. No, what are they going to say? You were just there. Or maybe he'll be found. Maybe they're just doing this to charge him with something and see what happens. Maybe they think they can get him, but they're not sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to the whole world, Tupac was this guy. But to guys who knew him, and he was just another guy that did something people didn't like. Whatever it was. Whatever it was.
Well, he wasn't just another guy. I mean, he was one of the most famous people in...
No, he was, but meaning... Like
that's a big deal. Even if you do something that people don't like, you know people are going to investigate this. If a gangster gets killed and nobody knows who they are, how much power are they going to put into the investigation?
No, but meaning like when you do what you have to, like, hey, this guy has to go. That's it. Like they're not looking at him like, oh God, we can't do that. We're in awe of him. They're looking at him like,
yeah,
this
totally.
fucking asshole did something, and he's got to,
Yeah, I think they said that he and Suge Knight, right, were the last two eyewitnesses that were still alive.
For what?
The crime.
Oh.
Yeah. Suge Knight was driving the car
Yes.
that Tupac was in.
And a lot of people were jealous of Tupac.
To that shooting.
Yeah, but that was because of the mobile phone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wait, everyone else is dead?
There was an eyewitness, yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 people in the car. One of them is Orlando, who's dead. And
Who are the other two?
well, the other 2 would be the one who was charged with murder and Suge Knight, and then one more.
Wait. They were in the car with
Oh,
him?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you make, they're in Suge and Tupac were in a car.
Separate car. They were not in the same car.
That's what I'm saying.
That
yeah.
would have been such an...
Travis is acting like it's a minivan.
Yeah, it was a bus.
Yeah. And this guy,
Yeah, I got confused.
Keefe D and Orlando, 2 people. So there was 2 others in the other car who were dead.
One of 4 occupants of a white Cadillac, yeah.
And all of them are dead except for him.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Was it all gang stuff?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah. Terrence Brown and DeAndre Smith are now dead.
Of?
Rest in peace.
It didn't say. Just says now dead.
Yes, he did.
Ah!
You can hear it.
Troy, I don't believe you. Do you have proof?
Yes.
I think Sam knew he said it too.
No, I mean,
after I mentioned it.
I knew it was possible because you have good ears, but it wasn't intentional, so...
Good catch. All right, here we go.
Well,
you kind of stumble a little bit, so I can picture you wiggling your way out of this one.
Let me see. Hold on.
Oh, so I might have just dropped a syllable because I was stumbling?
Who's there? He going to get charged with something.
Oh!
It's possible. I mean, I was eating it a little bit, but it's possible.
Let me hear it again.
Yeah.
You can have it if you want.
Let me hear it.
Or as being a part of it?
Or, yeah, involvement in...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if he was there, he's going to get charged with something.
You're going to get charged with something, yeah.
I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Very urban.
It's possible.
Urban savvy.
I mean, if they reviewed that play, it would have been a very quick review.
Yeah, it sure would have.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
You're going to say something stupid today.
Yeah. You bugging, cuz.
Good ear, Jim.
Those Norton ears.
Oh, yeah, they don't miss anything.
Legendary.
I do have very good ears. I have bad eyes.
That's why I said...
bad sinuses, a shitty dick, fat tits, and side blubber.
But your ears are on
I have bat ears, and my sense of smell is very fucking good. That's the only two good things.
I'll
in my
trust
head.
your smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why when you say you hear something, I go, well, I'm not going to say it's not worth investigating.
Mother has good ears, too. I got those from Mother.
God bless.
Yeah. My mom's. Sorry.
No. I didn't know what you were saying at first. Doesn't sound... Yeah.
Shit, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Shit.
Sam, you're a real fool.
I'm going to make that my ringtone.
You gonna get charged with something. All right, well, we'll see.
Hold up.
Where's this motherfucker at? All right.
I didn't mean to derail anything.
No, you didn't. I had requested that you did that, and luckily you were able to record it. I just wasn't sure. We all...
I hope that we were supposed to be a comma there, and Yo-Yo Ma is like the guest or something like that.
No, because you put yo-yo, your guest checked in.
I just want to make sure everybody understands what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I see.
I have to talk to the vernacular of the host sometimes.
I wouldn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I have it handy if you ever want to hear it again.
I might have. We might have heard it wrong. To be very honest,
Okay.
It's worth a reinspection.
I think so.
Yeah.
Here's when I knew I was right. When I asked you about it, and you're like, maybe.
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here.
Yeah. Then I knew. I was like, okay, it's got to be. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on.
100%. And that was the name that was kind of connected with it for a long time.
So is he saying kind of like, hey, I was just there, but I didn't do it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what are they charging with? Or as being a part of it?
Or, yeah, involvement in...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if he was there, he's going to get charged with something. He is.
Word.
You know?
You weren't lying.
True.
True that.
Hey, where's the lie?
Don't get charged.
You gonna get charged with something?
That's what happens. It's the rules of the streets. / law.
All right. Yeah, where's she at?
She ain't upstairs yet, yo.
All right.
I
wish we'd talk about something. How long has Suge Knight been back in jail, by the way?
It feels like it's been...
Sam, you know this.
Yeah, for a minute.
You mean how long has he been... How long has he been locked up for?
Yeah, how long has he been back locked up?
How long has he
ran that
been
guy over?
Inside?
He had 25 years, right?
Yeah.
You think like he'll never get out, but who knows? It feels like it's been a few years already.
Yeah, it feels like it's pre-pandemic, right? For sure.
I want to say 2017 or 18.
That sounds about right. Because it feels like we talked about it on the show.
I did it on stage. I remember the bit, so it was years ago.
And I think we watched it on the show, but it's early.
Let's see. He was sentenced in 2018. 18, so 28 years in prison.
Oh, 28 years. So that's 46.
He is not eligible for parole until 2034. So he's got 11 more years till he's eligible for parole.
How old is he? He's 65?
He is.
Or 61 maybe?
58.
Oh, he's younger.
Okay.
So Suge is going to get out. Suge will be 69 years old.
Nice.
If he makes it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And didn't I read? I think I read he already said he will not testify. Yeah. He will not take the stand in this murder trial.
I guess the whole...
He conducted a jailhouse interview with TMZ on Monday, made it clear he has no intention of taking the stand following the arrest of Dwayne Davis.
If you get subpoenaed, do you have to?
No, you could always just...
Yeah, you can plead the fifth,
I guess you can plead the fifth.
But only against self-incrimination, or you could just say you don't know. I don't recognize him.
I don't know.
I didn't see anything. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to... He's not part of it, so...
Yeah.
He said 1,000% I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify. None of that.
Wow, it's a long time to be in jail, man. I mean, but again, you get out and all of a sudden you're 70. He could have years left after that, but that's a long time to be in jail.
It is.
And you're not guaranteed you're going to get paroled the first time.
Nope. But that's weird, too, to like spend that amount of time in jail, and the whole world's changed, obviously, as it does over 11 years.
11 more. I mean,
11 additional years.
He's been in, what are we in, 23, 5 years? So he has to do
16 years.
Jesus.
The whole world's different, and now, like, those years that you've got left, you're just existing in this. It's wild.
It's insane. I mean, it's just so many hunks of life gone.
Yeah.
So many years. Hello, Karen.
Yeah. Our guest is coming in. Karen Margolis is here.
Hey, am I late?
Nope.
No.
Oh, perfect.
No.
Good for me.
Have you ever been on our show or no?
I have never.
It's funny. I
First
interact with
time.
people on Chip sometimes, and I forget. Like, I don't know if I've ever had them on this show.
They remember.
They do.
Yeah, they know.
I never know. Well, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Karen's the co-host of Audacity with Amanda Gale. You can see Karen Friday at the Brooklyn Comedy Club, Saturday at Governor's in Levittown, and then
You guys are really on it.
well, they write it down for me. You know.
But I didn't even tell them that. They're like, "What you promote?" I was like, "Well, I'm going to be at the Stand October 12th, and I have a podcast." And you guys just like ran with it.
Yeah, no, yeah, we did. Well, see, you should be Googleable though, right? If you're going to be a comic,
For sure.
it should be something you can Google.
Well, I don't have a web. I have a link tree. I link treat it.
I think that's what most people do now. Websites are kind of like...
What am I supposed to do? A website? Yeah, like a serial killer. Like I can't.
Nobody uses
A lot of serial killers do have websites.
They do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's how they just caught this guy for Tupac's murder. He actually had it on the site.
He has a website.
Yeah.
It's like a psychopath updating a website every day. Okay.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, link trees are kind of the way to do it. I should put my dates on Linktree. I'm so fucking lazy.
It's so easy. You put in the link and it.
Oh, of course.
It
You just-
writes it out for you.
Mm-hmm. You just and then you link right to the clubs.
That's
and,
it.
Yeah.
It figures it out. Figures out what you're doing, and it just writes it out.
Do people go to those for tickets? I have a website. I'm
If
talking
they
shit.
give a shit about you, then yeah.
Okay, no, then for me. They don't. They
You can get to your
certainly don't.
website.
What's that?
You have your link tree go to your website that has your dates.
Yeah, but no, the people also put their dates in their
There it
link
is.
tree.
Yeah.
Hey, just come
Yeah.
see me in Colorado. It's so easy.
So the Stand's actually not up there yet. I'm not even sure if they have a link, but that's the one I give a shit about the most.
Why the Stand?
Well, because that's my show.
Okay.
That's my. I give a shit about all of these. They're all good shows. Jim's the best, so it's really fun to work with him. But the Stand, me and Amanda Gale run our show. Thursday, October 12th. If anybody's in town and cares, at 7 p.m. It's going to be super fun. Yeah, that's what I'm promoting the most.
Wait, what's the drop? The days of I can't read it from here. I'm blind. Something of comedy with Florentine.
The Dojo.
Oh, the Dojo.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's other place, Tiff's.
Where's that?
New Jersey somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know anything about New Jersey.
The Dojo Comedy, Morris Plains, New Jersey. That's on
That's it.
December 29th.
The end of December?
End of December.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You doing New Year's Eve?
With Chip.
You don't know
fuck
yet.
if I know.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I used to be the biggest gig of the year, New Year's Eve. Like, you love doing New Year's Eve gigs, and now...
I do love doing New Year's Eve because I don't like doing New Year's Eve. I hate doing. I like working on New Year's Eve.
You
so-
don't have to have plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Right.
Disgusting.
People-
What am I supposed to do? Just get shit faced and wake up the next year upset?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. regretting everything.
The money is the best part of New Year's Eve because usually you make double or triple regular.
Oh, I don't.
Nice. I don't think anymore.
I make a regular amount of money.
I don't even know if anybody does anymore though. Like I don't know if it's the same. It's not the same as it used to be. The New Year's Eve gig was the big money gig.
Yeah.
For you. I mean, for me, it's just like on principle. Like, I hate New Year. I don't believe in New Year's Eve.
Well, it definitely is a thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Well,
you should believe in it, but it's okay if you don't celebrate it.
I don't believe that it's real.
It's 100%. I can confirm.
I believe in the Jewish New Year. I got really Jewy lately, like Jewier than normal. I don't know if more religious is the way to put it, but I got Jewier.
Why
I
is
started
that?
caring a lot more. So I have been like working with Jews more.
Shout out.
Doing like production kind of stuff.
Nice.
And I had like a spiritual experience. I was like, oh, I'm part of something bigger than myself. And like, that's thousands of years old. And I'm like duty bound to preserve it. So now I'm just like about that. And then the secular New Year comes and I'm like, disgusting.
Right. Yeah. What is this even based on?
What is this based on Jesus?
Right.
I'm out.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Although you and him both Jewish.
JC. Yeah.
Yeah, he just took it to a new level.
That's true.
It's like I'm getting out.
He did. He went a little nuts with it, guys. He got a little extreme.
Did you celebrate Yom Kippur?
I did. Celebrates. I observed.
Observed it.
Yeah.
I guess
you
celebrates.
observe. You don't
Yeah.
like rage on Yom Kippur.
No,
you know.
you do the opposite.
No, you starve yourself to death.
Right.
Were you raised religious?
I was raised culturally Jewish. My family's Israeli. I was born in Israel. They're Israeli, so it's like a different kind of thing. It's Jewish. It's almost like going to college. Like it was. It was not optional.
Right.
So we are Jewish through and through. Are we that observant? No. But there's like the non-negotiables. There's Yom Kippur, non-negotiable. Passover, non-negotiable. That's pretty much it.
Have you been to Israel for a gig?
Not for a gig, although I would love, that's like next. Like I've been back for like family stuff, for some of this production stuff, but I haven't done stand-up there ever. And I think it would be awesome. Have you?
Never been. I would like to go and see it. I wouldn't care about a gig, but I mean, I would love to see Israel. But I get this like notion that it's going to be like there's all these fucking bombs going off, which may just be an ignorant way of looking at it. I mean,
a lot of people go.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of comedians that have gone and done gigs.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they have a cool comedy scene there. That's why, like, I would love to try. A lot of people done. I think like David Tell's like been there. Jeff Ross has done gigs there. Like, they have comedy clubs that there's tons of expats and just people traveling who speak English and want to go see a comedy show. So they do comedy English there all the time.
Wow.
Like in Tel Aviv. You could totally do a gig there. You sell out.
Yeah, I don't think I'd sell out, but I would love it. I mean, if I don't sell out in Jersey, Tel Aviv is not going to fucking be a big market for me. But I would like to, I would actually do a gig there if it had just regular
No,
clubs.
it's awesome. Yeah, they do have regular clubs. It's not like bombed out. It's like people have all these misconceptions. It is a regular place. It really is. And then when they get bombed, they just have their special anti-bombing bombs.
And we're good to go.
And we're good to go. It just looks like fireworks.
Right.
It's kind of like better than not being bombed.
I'm not thinking more like of the buses in Tel Aviv, but again, that happens infrequently compared to what we hear.
It's not. Their security is so crazy. You are so safe.
What was the airport like when you're going there? I heard that like a lot of times those it is intense, right? Did they bring you aside and question you and?
Well, they don't bring me aside because I'm white and blonde.
Yeah.
And I also have an Israeli passport, so everything's pretty kosher on my end. Everybody's like, they don't profile, da-da-da. Listen, if you look... Well, nobody here looks suspicious, but if you...
I appreciate
if
that.
I'm trying to point out someone that would be profiled.
Sure.
But, like, if you look profilable, then, yeah, no shit.
They
It's
do
like,
profile you, of course.
Because it's not, they're not all politically correct about it like here. Like, it's literally life or death, so they don't really have the time for you to be like, but, woke politics and da-da-da. Like, they just don't want people to explode.
They're worried about a plane blowing out of the sky. They don't really care if you hurt your feelings. Yeah.
Not really, no. But, people have had some, like, weird... Like, if you're, like... looking browner than the average, then you might get a little profiled.
Sure.
I don't know. Sorry to say.
We also obviously hear about extreme circumstances and not day-to-day stuff.
Right. The day-to-day, because day-to-day is boring.
Right.
It's regular
It's regular.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like regular cities, stores, restaurant, like it's normal, super normal.
Did you fly LL?
No, I think so. I used to when I was like younger, and I always had this idea, like, because obviously I was like never booking my own flight. I still don't book my own flights, but I just had this idea. El Al's like the great Israeli airline, and apparently it's like not that great, and you should
Really?
fly Delta or American instead. Apparently.
Oh, it's like probably an older.
Yeah, and also all the religious, like super religious people fly El Al, and
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to have one. I don't want to be those people making a TikTok being like, a religious man made me move my seat. Like, forget it.
Will they move? Wait, will people actually? Will the airline make you move your seat?
I don't think they can make you. I think they can strongly suggest, and the plane can be held up indefinitely if you don't.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I think
we're not going anywhere.
Why doesn't he move?
You can be a problem. I don't. Maybe his other options are sitting near women. I don't like. Maybe we could just like not touch. Like, is it that big a deal? Could they just make dividers and then
100%?
You've been an advocate for airplane dividers for a very long time.
I'm saying that for years. That in the thing, yeah, it's just someone's fat fucking arms aren't in my space.
Why don't they just have that? Why am I fighting for elbow space with a stranger?
Should be a very thin divider, not just something that doesn't wreck it. You make the what do they call the armrests? Yeah, an eighth of an inch thicker.
That's it.
And then you split the difference in the middle and have it come up so nobody loses anything.
You would have to
never do it.
I think you'd have to sacrifice the armrest because they're so mathematical about how many seats they fit in that plane. They'd never give up an eighth of an inch per seat.
They could though. They could on the armrest give it up because you could raise that thing and make the armrest a little wider on the top. There's a way to do it where you don't lose anything.
But that cost would trickle down to you so fast. Like that would make every plane ticket $700 more expensive.
That's
well,
right.
You guys wanted armrest divider, so here you
retrofitting.
go.
That's the retro. It would take years.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna build them and charge you for it, and then once they're built, we'll continue to charge you for the building of it.
For the rest of your life, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's always going to
It's like
be
the
built.
turnpike. They just keep bankrupting themselves and then recharging you and fucking you.
Yeah, so I don't drive, so I don't understand why it costs so much to drive. So you buy a car,
right?
Done with that.
Done.
Now you have to insure it.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense because it can be dangerous, whatever. And then you have to pay for everything all the time.
The road, the
road,
gas,
tolls,
the wheels,
parking, tickets if you're an idiot and can't park.
You?
Yeah.
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 Did you know that you have to pay those or you go to jail?
You are supposed to. Yeah, warrants go out. You have a warrant.
And then you don't know it until you get pulled over for something else. They go, by the way, you have unpaid tickets.
Yeah.
I almost arrested for one years ago. It's in Liberty, New York, and it made me paranoid.
Dude, Liberty. I mean, the whole city exists
Yeah.
to catch people in like weird speed
Sure.
traps.
No.
I've been caught in Liberty. That's what Liberty is.
Yeah.
Well, I can't drive or park for shit. I really can't, and I'm just announcing that now publicly. I'll get the same ticket multiple days in a row because I just don't like. What's the sign? Why do they have 8 times on the sign? I have to do math. I have to do calculus to figure out when I can park in the spot. What
That's
is
that guy said that pulled a fire alarm.
It's annoying. Yeah, he
Read
didn't
the
know.
sign.
Yeah,
Didn't
the
know.
signs are confusing.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose?
Of course it is. Hey, 8 to 11, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, but then after 11, then it will just give you the other 12 hours that you can't park. So I say, why don't you just say I can't fucking park here at all?
Right. Right, and then you're taking pictures of the sign because you know I'm going to park here, but this is going to come up later. I need evidence of what this sign looks like.
This sign's gonna fuck me in the ass later.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
100%. I feel like it's specifically geared towards women who don't know how to park.
Or tourists, or people who don't live here.
Yeah.
I was on McDougal Street, a block from the cellar, and I saw these people parking, and I know you can't park there because I know what the sign says. So I told the guy, like, you might not want it. He goes, oh, we're only going to be a minute. And I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm trying to fuck him like a New Yorker.
understand.
I
Yeah.
hope they tow you.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yes.
I'm trying to help you,
Yes.
idiot.
I'm not getting anything out of this.
Well, you know, they see it immediately. I don't know how they do that because I don't see them coming, but they do see you going.
Oh, yeah. They're
Immediately.
waiting. They're
Yeah,
waiting.
They're waiting for you. They're
Yes.
Garbage.
Yes.
Just garbage.
What a
Yeah,
job.
and it's going to be more expensive because they're about to. I was just listening on 1010 Wins this morning. They were talking about how they're getting ready to add the tolls if you drive past like 60th Street or something.
Yes,
there's
the
going to be additional
congestion tolls, or whatever they're called.
And they're trying to figure out if they're going to do it like $4 at 60th Street and then another $4 at like 42nd or whatever, or if it's just going to be $8, and that's off after you've already paid the toll on the
It's
bridge.
disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Who can afford that?
But that's what they're trying to get
Just
everybody on the
the
train.
rich? Ew. Have you guys been on the train? I just got off the train.
Disgusting.
They won't put cops on the
Disgusting.
train to protect you, but they
No.
will force everybody onto the subway.
That's
the
right.
trains are scary and they smell.
Right.
And then after like 9 p.m., they become viciously unsafe.
Yeah.
Right.
They just, listen, you're probably kind of fine, but like, there's just whole like gaps of the train where there's no one and no light, and, and you're like, this can't be good. No. My nightmare is being on an empty train car in between stops because anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where the fuck are you gonna go?
Right.
What's gonna happen? The cameras don't work. They don't
Right.
have cameras in there that work.
And then if
You
the train
kinda-
stops, You're done.
You're done.
You're done. If the train stops in the midway,
Well,
between two
hopefully a
stops.
conductor will come through. Do you have mace? Do you carry mace or pepper spray?
Not mine expired. I have to. You know what expires? I have to get more. I carry a small taser.
All right.
Tasers don't expire.
No, they don't, and they charge into the wall like a fucking.
USB-C?
I'm scared of mace because I'm scared of macing myself.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you carry it and be inconspicuous too? Like you go on stage, you get fucking a weapon on your
Also,
belt.
you're just releasing a cloud
You would leave
of
it on your belt
poison
when
gas.
you go on stage?
Yeah.
Like Batman?
How big is the taser?
It's small.
Do you have it?
Pocket size. Not on me right this second because I feel safe. But when I don't, it plugs right into the wall and just charges, and it's really scary.
How effective is it?
I haven't tried it because it looks quite effective.
Okay.
It's scary. It like crackles.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't use it unless you absolutely had to.
I've never
Also,
have.
it's also terrifying because what if it doesn't work?
Yeah, then you annoy
And now
someone.
the person who's attacking you is just like, did you just try to tase me? Like, oh no.
Also, you have to be quite close to someone. Like, you
Right,
have
'cause
to
it's
be
small.
on their body.
Right.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
what are your options? Knife? No. I'm not stabbing somebody. It's horrible. Gun? Illegal. Can't do it. Scared woman. Mace? Will
Mace yourself.
mace myself.
Yeah.
It's not even a question of will I mace myself. Like, yes, I will absolutely do it. It's a cloud of poison gas. You're going to breathe it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going to breathe it in. How
Yeah.
can you not?
Well, you have a good you could blast Troy from where I am. Like they have those
Nice.
good. They have pretty good ranges. And there are people who, if you're fucked up enough, you won't feel it, but they always eventually
Like
feel
on
it.
bath salts.
Scary.
Meth.
Yeah, on meth.
Yeah.
Ugh. I was on a train once at Penn Station. It was delayed. All the doors were open because they were trying to catch somebody. Like the police were chasing somebody and they had tried to mace him, which we only knew because the mace, fumes infiltrated the entire train and people's eyes started burning. We're nowhere near the mace, by the way.
Right.
Everyone's crying, coughing, and burning just from someone being maced 8 car lengths ahead of us. So I was like,
Which
think
is
I'm
even
done with this.
scarier when you watch somebody get maced with 2 inches away from their face and they're not selling it at all, just not reacting whatsoever.
How terrifying.
Terrifying. They're a supervillain.
No, sorry.
No,
Jim.
no,
You're supposed to go like this. You're supposed to mace, hide your face like this, protect your nose, and then mace them, which is so much hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
for a panicked moment.
Plus, if you got the thing backwards and you accidentally spray in your face.
They make the
tab?
button bright red. The
Yeah.
thing's black like this, so you can't fuck it up. Please don't fuck this up.
I bet people have fucked it up.
100%.
Yeah.
But your worst nightmare is to have it in your pocket and be doing something and you're
Fuck. Oh, no.
that's the scary part. Is it's going to go off when you don't expect it to go
What's
off.
that smell? I maced my pocket.
Just mace my balls. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Those guys that can take it, and there are those guys. But first of all, if those guys get a hold of you, they're going to hurt you anyway.
Yeah.
Anyone that can walk through mace who's coming for you is a problem, even if you don't
They're
mace
gonna
him.
eat you.
You're gonna get got.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
But I saw a video recently of a guy who's getting, fucking pepper sprayed, nothing. And then they show him a minute later sitting on the street with someone pouring milk on his face. And he's just going, So it does affect people, but sometimes it takes a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's awful. Well, don't they mace cops on purpose?
To show them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were supposed to do that with Mason and
And
tasers
tase
too,
them.
right?
To prove to you that it works. So you'll be comfortable using it.
Yeah, and I think also so that you know what the effect is.
And build up immunity sometimes.
In case you get, in case it comes back, they get a hold of your taser or something.
And to just prove you're not a pussy.
Yeah, it's like a man test.
What if you go through all that and you're like, and they try to mace you and you go, no.
I'm sure somebody has. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, he was perfect, but then he wouldn't get maced.
But I couldn't tase him enough. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he started crying after we tased him, so
Just freaked out mid-tase. It's a no.
pissed himself.
Who did you teach English to?
What?
Adults, tourist types. It was like a visa granting school. It wasn't not kids, and everything was in English. That's everybody's first question. But yeah, they were tourists who had a little money to throw around and be here for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
People who were maybe students or business people. A lot of business people come here from abroad to brush up on English. The thing is though, learning a new language is such a pain in the ass that no one wants to do it.
Right.
So they go to class and then they just go and speak in their language to their own friends.
Right.
And you can't learn like that. You can't learn in a classroom. You have to go live the life and talk to people in English all the time. It's really uncomfortable for people and they don't like it.
How do you teach people who don't speak? Wait, the people you taught spoke English? a little bit of English?
At least a little bit. I only taught someone who had no clue, like didn't even know the alphabet once, and we didn't get that far.
Right. Did you know their language or no?
No, not at all. And it wasn't the requirement of the job at all. They're like, everything's in English. It's like, makes kind of sense. It's like immersive right away. But it's actually really hard to teach someone from absolute scratch. If someone has any knowledge whatsoever, you can work with that.
Right.
But to teach someone ABC is like, I don't
even know where to begin.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, because you don't remember the foundation. You've known it forever.
I just don't know how to explain, like, this is a letter, it makes a sound, but not always. English is kind of complicated, too.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
like, the A is A, but it's also A, but it's also... And,
Right.
and it has a name, and the names of the letters don't always, like, sound like the letters.
We conjugate strangely.
We do. We have a lot of silent, we have E's that we don't pronounce at the end of the word. People don't like that.
Right, because they go, well, why? And you're like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just
it-
like
it
that.
just- yeah.
Or a silent G. Is there anything more infuriating than a silent G?
What about a silent GH? The fuck is that? What about the G that's a F?
Yeah, uff. Rough.
Yeah.
OUGH sounds like UFF.
Tough.
People go, why? I go, I don't. Just don't answer. It's just that one question. Don't ask me.
Yeah, why would you spell tough that way? It just is. I didn't do that.
But I didn't do it.
I didn't do that.
Just memorize it.
Right.
That's half of learning language is memorizing it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have no comprehension for foreign language. Like I've tried doing it, like with French in high school. I just can't. I have
It's
no
harder when you're an
grasp.
adult.
French is hard also. But also French, languages don't translate. Like you can't say the exact same thing in one language and another. It's always like the tone's different and like they say it with a little different turn of phrase. So you have to
Sure.
understand how they think about things. And that's the hard part. Like you can't just translate one-to-one English to French. That's not how French people say it.
Right.
They're very idiomatic in French.
What's
you
that
know?
mean?
It means it's like a lot of like they use a lot of like phrases and expressions that like say one thing but mean something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what's an idiom in English? Like
That's a that's a tough nut to crack.
there you go.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like if you're learning English, you have no fucking clue what Jim just said.
My name's
Sam
Sam.
just said. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of mistakes that are
I'm
acceptable.
sorry. I just like he's.
That's a very, very unacceptable mistake.
I'm sorry. I don't see color or gender. I just see two blobs. So
That's actually really good of
I was
you.
just guessing at that which blob that was.
Because if you're learning
Sorry.
the language and you heard that's a tough nut to crack, you'd be
they
like,
have
what
no
the fuck
idea.
are you talking about?
Yeah.
They've like noodled on it for an entire weekend, then been like, I have a question.
Yeah, that's okay. What's another one? There, it's more of just an expression, like
a metaphor,
Yeah.
an idiom. Yeah, like this will really open doors for you. And they go, what are you talking about? There's no doors in here. And you're like, I know, I don't literally mean doors. It's a different.
The nice thing is when they have that too. Like a lot of languages will have something like that, right? Like
Right.
when a door closes, a window opens, or whatever it is. And
Sure.
they're like, oh, we kind of say that.
Yeah.
Which means that they're more confused. Because now they're just thinking of it in their language and they can't remember the subtle difference in
we
English.
kind of say that. Okay, well, when we say it means something completely different. So that
When
doesn't help.
you can create those too, like those. Like if someone's doing very well, if they're going to new heights, like, oh wow, they're really climbing on with stilts.
Do we ever say that?
That's not an English phrase.
Never.
No, it's mine. I just think it's really
Starting
clever.
to-
Yeah.
yeah.
Really climbing with stilts.
It would be. It would be great if you were like a very egotistical teacher of the English language, but you wanted people to speak in your, like you started giving your made up
Sure.
phrases to the people.
No, that does happen.
Oh no.
Well, because everybody talks a little differently, so you do pick up the students would pick up their teacher's little like way of saying things.
Right.
You know,
You're
like
nobody says this except for that teacher.
right.
Yeah.
Like I say like noodle. Like you're like I'm gonna noodle on that for a little while, but like
Right, that's
not
not a
everybody
thing.
says that. No, it's a thing. It just means I'm gonna think about it.
I don't know if I've ever heard that.
That's not a thing.
Really?
No.
No.
I could just noodle on that for a second.
No, that's not a.
No, when I think noodle, I just think of my dick in a tense situation.
Yeah, that's how Jim describes love making. I'm gonna noodle on that for a while.
You down for a noodle?
Yeah, no, that's not a thing.
All right,
I mean, I
well-
get it where it's coming from because
Sure.
you're using your noodle.
You're all noodle. Well, now there's
Right.
dozens of Japanese people who speak that way.
You can
What is
noodle
it?
on a guitar.
Yeah.
Noodle on a guitar. Right.
Two birds with one
Like
stone.
the Offspring.
That's right.
Noodles.
Would that be one idiom?
Yeah,
Two
that's
birds with one stone.
Yeah, and that like the really common ones you have to teach people because you're like I promise you'll hear this and you'll be confused.
You're gonna hear this,
Let me just
yeah.
get ahead of this real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's kind of a fun job. It's just here's the thing, it's a lot of effort. and I don't love effort.
Was it before stand-up?
What'd you say?
Before stand-up?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's before and like a little bit concurrent. So that was a pain in the fucking ass to like have to be somewhere at 10 a.m. Not even like I didn't have to prepare for this. You have to be there, start teaching at 10 a.m., but then you have to plan the whole thing like an hour before.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, you have to kind of have a plan for the whole week. It's just so much work for $20 an hour. I'm just like, I don't know about all this, guys.
Right.
This was like my open mic days when I had a lot of patience for horseshit, like unpaid bullshit.
Now it's done.
I know it's never again. No.
Right. Those patience is over.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
It was good for like I was like, I guess in my late 20s.
Yeah.
So I was fine then.
Did you feel like you developed more of a mastering of the English language yourself as a teacher?
Master. Am I a master of the English language now? I don't know.
Right.
But it taught me how to like think quicker. Because they'll ask you a question, you just have to like figure it out immediately.
Did you ever give somebody incorrect information because you didn't want to admit that you didn't know?
No.
Okay.
Because here's the thing.
Could you
they're
see
not-
yourself in that? If somebody was like, what's the answer here? You just make something up.
I could see myself doing that just because of the humor value of it.
just to watch them later do it like
Yes.
incorrectly.
So let me get this straight. When I walk into a room full of minorities, yes, always say you people. Always say you people. In America, that's it's courteous.
It's a colloquialism.
They love that here. No,
Yeah, no,
I
I
would just
wouldn't
say
give-
I would just say I don't know. They respect it.
Yeah. Be honest.
And they like the extra because you go, I don't know, but I'll figure it out for you. And then you get extra points.
Why'd you stop?
Because it was annoying. And because why did I stop?
Effort.
Didn't want to work.
Right. That's it.
It was
That's
too
the
much work.
answer.
Yeah. I was like, I've had enough of this. And then I got a quote unquote real job. There was a startup. It was like this random finance app startup. Okay, to like help people save money. It doesn't matter what it was, but the woman who was hiring happened to be a comic. She was a friend of mine. They'd made her manager, so she just hired all these comics to do the worst job ever at this company. They ended up like almost going bankrupt, firing all of us, hiring a brand new team. They're like they just cleaned house at some point. They were paying me a lot to do very little.
What was your job title? Like, what do they say that they expected you to do?
Customer success specialist.
Ugh, what is that? That's so vague.
It's helping the customers succeed at not using the app. Because the app barely works.
Oh, was it crashing all the time?
It was problematic because it was all these banking apps and stuff use third-party companies to like make these transactions. So it's like
Stripe. Isn't Stripe one? Is
Plaid. There's one called Plaid.
Yeah.
And Plaid, God bless Plaid, not alleged. I don't know. I don't want to get sued, but it doesn't work. Like Plaid is highly problematic.
You've heard
for
there's
this-
problems, yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Sorry, Plaid. You've probably fixed them by now.
I can't see the Plaid suing a comedian for saying they don't work, but you never know. That would be fucked up if Plaid came after you.
It'd be too scary to take my $2 that I have. Okay, Plaid. And then not switch it from one account to the other. But yeah, everybody had a problem. There was nothing I could do.
So wait, were they not using one? The app you were working with, were they not using a third party thing?
No, they were, and the problem was that when anything happened that fucked it up, like when Plaid wasn't working to facilitate these transactions.
Oh, sure.
Then they'd
And you don't have any control over that.
But I just go, I can't have any control over Plaid. But they don't want to hear that. So you got to go, oh, I'm working with them. Which we're not.
What makes it very difficult for a customer to have success?
The customers weren't succeeding.
Wait, that's terrible for your job.
To be fair, neither was I.
Right. For a person in your position, that's just awful.
I was not. And then they promoted me.
What?
To deal with that. Here's the thing. They promoted me, paid me $10,000 a year, like $10,000 a year increase in salary to do less work because I was dealing with the customers who had like the real issues that were unsolvable. So everybody else was like, oh, just click this. Oh, just do that. Like, it was just people not understanding the app. But then I had to deal with the people who had all Plaid issues, which meant that all I did all day long was like tell them I'll get back to them.
What was an unsolvable problem?
And also, it was just that their bank wasn't connected. But the connectivity issues were just beyond my control. So some banks connected easily, like the big banks never have any problem because they've got all this infrastructure. And then the little credit unions always get fucked up. And then Plaid's working on it, but I don't know anybody there, so I don't have any updates. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, we're working on it.
Your guess is as good as mine here. I have no idea.
And then people would get freaked out. They'd be like, "You're stealing my money." I go, "Well, we're not stealing your money. You could just take it out anytime."
Right.
And like, you know, people just get confused. And I have a lot of empathy for customer support people because it's not like I get less mad at them.
Right.
Just because I had that job. I still get why people are enraged, but it's like there's nothing there.
You also can't fuck with people's money, though.
You can't, but we weren't. That was the thing. People weren't understanding. Like, so it was not to, I hope this isn't boring. It might be boring, but it would like, it was a app where you would link it to your debit card. And then every time you made a transaction, it would like round up the difference. And the whatever the difference was, let's say you buy a cup of coffee for $3.50. It would round it up to $4 and put the 50 cents in savings. And so that just really adds up. But the thing is, it doesn't switch it over right away. That's too many transactions.
So where's my 50 cents?
Yeah, so
Right.
it would batch them. So it's like at the end of the day or a couple days, you get all this money transferring over. So it's very confusing to people. They go, why is the money here? Why does it look like it's here? Why does it look like it's coming out of my account, but it's still in my account?
And there are people like that who like look at every transaction that gets made as it's happening. Like there are people with like money that are so numbers obsessed.
Yeah, and they check their account constantly, which like, can
Right.
you even imagine that life of checking your bank account constantly? Like, what could be more depressing and awful than doing that?
Yeah, you check once in a while just to make sure that people in your life haven't stolen everything.
Right.
I like to check and just make sure that I haven't been robbed.
Right.
And
That's good to know.
Yeah, I can't. I don't like to look at it.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally talk to my guy. Hey, what's my mortgage? Like, I just want to make sure I know where I'm at, and that's it.
Well, it's annoying. Well, because in the specific demographic of people who would use a banking app are annoying people. They
Sure.
just are. Everybody else just saves money normally.
Sure.
The kind of person who's like, I need a special app to do it for me.
Right. Right.
Is the one that's going to complain the most.
Yeah, that's a little, especially if they're like, I'm going to save 50 cents and it's just going to put it in the bank for me. It's going to sock it away.
Right.
Some shit amount of money.
Because I can't just put $100 away every month.
Yeah, exactly.
You do it. You do it with 25 cents.
So it would only round up, so you couldn't do more than $1 or 99 cents at a time.
Add different things. So you could like round up. You could round up different amounts. So it could be like put in an extra $1 or just round up to the nearest dollar. Or every week take out $5. But the problem is people have all these different rules. It was like structured was if then. If I spend under $1, then you round up to the nearest dollar. Or, if I don't know, reach some savings goal, then you move the money from this to this. And so it's kind of complicated.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like, and there are apps that do this, and I understand. I guess it's not the way people's brain works, but like, just if you want to put money in a savings account, just put money in a savings account.
Or just like let the app do its thing and chill the fuck out. Give it a week. Chill out.
Yeah, but that's the worst. To
chill out is you never want to hear that.
Customer service. Like,
no, my job
yo,
was
we're trying to do our thing right now. Just chill out.
Especially if there's a separation between chilling out. Just chill out. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
No, not at all. My job was to just be empathetic and tell them there's nothing we could do.
Right.
But I go, I get it. I know your kids' college fund's not going to pay for itself.
Right. But
Wife's mad at you. You can talk to me about it, and here's my personal number.
Right.
If you want to complain.
Yeah. It probably was though. There's probably a lot of husbands that like want to prove to their wives that no, I'm one of these financial guys. Don't even worry about it. I'm really good with money. And their wife starts asking them questions. Then they can't answer. Then the wife starts talking to them like an idiot. Now it's your problem.
That's my fucking problem. Yeah. Some of them, they would be like, hey, I know you're just trying to do your job. I'm sorry. Like,
you like that? Does that go a long way?
It goes a long way. And some people you kind of develop like a little friendship with. They're like, so how's it going? Like,
because they're calling in a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll always tell customer service, like, look, this is not directed at you. 100%. I know this is not because I'm yelling, but I'm like, your company has done this.
I know this is not your fault.
What I hate is when they do this. Sir, let me apologize.
So it was a startup. So I didn't really understand what startup meant. Startup meant people invest money in your company and you've never made any.
Right.
So I didn't understand that.
Right, so they're spending money hand over fist because they got it.
Yeah, but then they got to make more money. It's really a crazy thing to have a startup. It's a business that doesn't make money.
Right.
That takes millions of dollars and then more infusions of millions of dollars before anything ever happens. And it might never make money.
Well, everyone looks at PayPal
crazy.
or Uber and thinks that there's going to be the next one of those that, like, yeah, we'll take the hit now and then make $6 billion.
But doesn't Uber still not make money? Is there some weird thing where Uber's like still not making money?
No, they're making money.
Are they
Uber's
making money?
but there's one.
A lot of it.
Isn't it recent though? Because up to a couple years ago, they were like, Uber doesn't make money, and I was like, how?
It has to.
I think they're saying Netflix doesn't make money.
What?
Like doesn't turn it.
Stop
Man, they spent $100 million on certain deals. There's no way they're not making money.
That's what I mean because they spent $100 million on deals.
Oh, that they might. They're yeah.
I think they're just about keeping the share price high.
Maybe.
Right, stock value has to stay high.
I don't get it.
I have no idea.
I don't understand.
I don't
how it
work for
works.
Netflix.
No.
I don't.
Me neither.
I don't understand business.
There's a lot of potential, right? That's what all those startups are based on potential. According to the 42 industry analysts covering Uber Technologies, the consensus is that break-even is near. You were right.
Near.
They expect the company to post a final loss in 2022 before turning a profit of $855 million in 2023. Therefore, the company is expected to break even roughly 12 months from now or less.
So they were basically in the hole for all these years?
Yeah.
They were almost $1 billion in the hole, though. Like, explain that, math to me.
Well, because
how's this working?
If you get $1 billion of investment,
then you have to make that back to break even.
Right, and you spend it
in
all.
Profit.
Because you're supposed to spend it all.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you actually have to spend it all.
Right, because otherwise...
Or give it back.
We're not giving this to you so you can, like, go to the movies.
And also, I think you can't raise more money until you spent the money that you have. So you have to spend it.
So you spend it. So it's like if we've spent $1 billion...
Oh, my God.
You've got to make it back in profit.
The stress. Do you think the CEO of Uber is, like, 25 years old with, like, gray hair and wrinkles?
Well, I don't know. I mean... It depends on who you are. Like some of them are sociopaths,
and they're good at that. Yeah, it's what they're meant.
They're really
to
good
do.
at. It's not that stressful,
and they have no empathy.
Like right. It's like that's your money I just lost. I don't care. Like I'm gonna go now. I'm like a whiz kid. I'm gonna go start up another company like that.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt show was very good.
It was great,
Uber,
but the Billy McFarland guy, who's
the Fire Festival.
He took everybody's money.
He's doing another one.
He's doing another one. He didn't care.
And people invest.
are going.
Of course. Now it's like a meme. Like you have to go. Of course,
I want to go.
You have to go.
I want to go for the disaster.
Exactly. Now he doesn't even have to put on a good festival.
No, and if he doesn't, everybody's TikToks are going to blow up.
Right. He just cheese sandwiches for everybody.
People are going for content.
You're not going to die. You'll be fine. You're going to be a little sweaty. You're going to have too much cheese.
Right. It's going to be a disaster of a weekend. You make some content, you go home.
It's going to be the worst. Well, because they spent all the money on Kendall Jenner or whatever.
That's right.
In a bikini telling them to go.
Right,
and
with an orange
zero
square.
on better sandwiches.
No money on the sandwiches. None.
None. Can you imagine being like a rich person who flew all the way to a private island, hoping to hang out with Kendall Jenner, hoping for like a pretty good sandwich, and decent music, and you got none of that?
None of it. And you didn't get good quarters. You got a FEMA tent.
You didn't even get. You got an emergency third world tent.
Yes.
Meant for people escaping hardship.
Yes.
Just the idea of thinking, though, like you're going to deluded enough to think that you're going to hang out with her there. Like, first of all, there's going to be, even if you're in the VIP I fucking hate parties. I hate parties. And the idea that you think you're going to go to a party and connect, it's just delusional.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thinking of like the 90 Day Fiancé people that this can't be true. But like sometimes you want something to be true so
badly,
and you've put a bunch of money into it. And somebody is telling you, and they smell good, and they got a nice suit on, and they're like, yes, this is 100% happening. You're like, yeah, my loser friend's telling me this is a scam. They don't know.
They don't fucking know.
This guy, he smells great. He wouldn't lie to me.
Backstage passes, right? Like if you buy those, you kind of know what you're getting. Picture with the band, something like that. You kind of know what you're not going there to hang out
unless you bought them from Billy McFarland.
Yeah, exactly. They don't probably. Go to Gene's house. Yeah, you probably know what you're getting. You're paying for a backstage pass or whatever, and you get to see the show, go back, get a picture. You know exactly what it entails.
Yeah.
And you get your little fucking booklet, and you get out of there.
Not to be an egomaniac, but I would never do that if I'm not invited. If someone doesn't want to hang out with me after the show, like the band is like, I don't want, like the band would have to be like, I want to hang out with Karen.
Right.
And I'll go. I'm not paying for that.
For the meet and greet?
Is that crazy arrogant? I guess because I perform and stuff, I'm just like, I'm not paying.
And you're a beautiful woman. It's different for a guy. Like, there's no way Guns N' Roses ever wants to meet me.
No.
Like, I'm never, you know what I mean? Like, they're never going to look at me and go, hey, we'd love to talk to this person.
They could literally say, Jim, we're huge fans. Oh, can I come back? No.
No.
Absolutely not.
We enjoyed you when you peaked in 2007.
Yeah.
We've been done with it for 16 years.
We watched the DVD on the tour bus. We're not, you don't have to come back here.
No, we're up to here on Jim Norton. Yeah,
we've
we're
had
fine.
enough. But no, for a picture or something, I wouldn't want to hang out with someone that didn't want to. But if it was a band I really wanted to just get a picture with, I would do it just to get out of my system and be done with it.
Yeah.
'Cause I wouldn't expect.
Well, what's a band? I also don't give a shit about music, but like, what's a band that you would pay money to hang out with?
The original Kiss, all four of the original.
Are they alive?
Yes, all alive.
Are they lucid?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah?
Very
With
much.
paint on, of course.
Yeah. I would take them without makeup, but the original format, I would pay a lot of money.
How much?
Really?
Whatever it took, yeah.
Whatever it took.
Whatever it took?
To get a picture with that band, yeah.
I mean, if you tell Gene whatever it takes, Gene will bring that price tag.
No, because I'm afraid
Don't
Gene...
make it happen.
Yeah, don't let them know that you think that.
Yeah.
So they gotta pay something, I guess.
What if they were like this? Jim will do it. You don't have to fly out. It'll be someplace, you can get there. $65,000.
Do you have that?
No.
But you got to sell some posters, probably.
I would have to really...
$65,000.
You're going to have to move some merch, Jim.
Restructure a lot of things.
But I'll wear my dragon boots, Gene will say.
You're going to have to remortgage something.
Would they be in makeup?
In makeup, full costume, chains. Ace is wearing something where you can see his unit.
Fresh bat, ready to be bitten.
100%.
It's Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yes, I would do it.
65.
I don't know if but I can say I can say that now because it's not an option. If it was in front of me, I might not do it.
You would do it.
But there's other stuff, but there's other stuff that goes with it. Like, then you got to travel it, then you got to frame it nicely. That's a couple $100.
And get it signed.
Well, think about it this way. Think about it this way. Your Sabbath photo. Yeah. If I told you $65,000 is the cost for having that whole experience that you now know how it went, would you ever regret spending the $65,000?
No, I wouldn't regret it at all.
Right.
I can't even wrap my mind around for
I know.
music.
Now the fun,
music, just noise.
The fun would be after it happened, when you had to tell your lady how much it was.
Yeah, exactly. And then tell her why she couldn't get shit that she wants.
Right.
And also, she can't come. You're not invited to this. It's $65 per person. So
yeah.
Not just for me. Not
What
for
if they
you.
said? What if they said this though? $65, but you could also get your girl in the shot.
I would pay more to not have her in it. I'll pay $75 if I can leave her in the house and her fucking my picture up. Some transient relationship.
Oh, and they will sign it for you too. After you take it, you can print it out and they'll sign it for you. You
Definitely.
can have $65,000.
100%.
And then you tell your girl, it's 65.
Yeah.
100?
Yeah, I would just say
no,
yeah.
babe. Here's a ring. It cost me $1,000.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't. She'd be like, you wouldn't, because you're not going to spend $65,000 on a gift for her.
You fucking better not.
I wouldn't save that much if she had cancer. I wouldn't spend that much on her. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's a lot, but it's easy to say in theory as we're just talking now. I mean, if that opportunity is presented to me, I don't know what I would do. No, you know what?
Some music.
There was a chance to go see them inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Whether or not I would have got the picture, I don't know.
You regret it, though.
I regret it terribly, but it was a good money gig.
Why?
I had a good money gig, so I didn't want to cancel the gig.
Oh, you did.
So I did make the financial decision that was cautious.
And you regret that decision?
Yes, I do.
That's what I'm saying.
But again, if I didn't get the picture and I passed that up, I wouldn't have.
But remember what Gene said?
Yeah, Gene told me I would have. He goes, I'm like, would I have gotten that picture? He goes, of course, we know you. But again, that's easy to say.
Oh.
No, that's.
But I'm not
That's
backstage.
upsetting.
Would I have gotten backstage? Would I have had somebody? You never know.
You think
You
you
would 100% made it happen.
No, because it was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It
No,
was at the
'cause
Barclays. I
you know
just
what Gene
don't
would
know.
have said?
Yeah.
Norton! You know, that's the Norton thing every time.
Of course.
Yeah, he would have. He would have said
Hey,
hello.
Norton!
Yeah, they
He
all
would've said
know him.
hello.
Yeah, they would have done
He
it.
would have got the picture done.
Maybe just me and you guys. Could I?
Yeah.
He would have did it.
He would have did it.
Yeah, it was a terrible. It was a bad move for money. You're right, but I couldn't pass up the money.
65.
Wasn't that much money.
No, I'm saying 65 to you now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I regret it. Anyway,
so you've never liked music? Like you don't have like a band
Not to
from when
be
you were growing up?
Not to be a psycho, not to sound completely unhinged, but like, yeah. Okay, when I was like 15, I like listened to one Guster album like over and over on repeat. I also, as a child,
Sure.
up until that point.
What's your favorite band ever? I guess Guster.
I don't know who Guster is.
Yeah, exactly. They're actually great. And if you're 15 and it's 20 years ago, and you guys, I did not grow up with like culture. Like my mother loved the musical Hair. So I just looked at the
musical, I guess.
Okay, it's probably the best music of all time. But like,
You like the nudity.
I do like that one.
never saw the musical.
Oh,
only
it's a
know
lot
the
of
sound.
boobs.
Only know the soundtrack. I've listened to the soundtrack 10,000 times in my entire childhood. I grew up with like not a lot of So my parents are Israeli, and so I would watch like videotapes of Israeli TV that were recorded in Israel and sent to us here. So like all the Disney movies dubbed in Hebrew. I thought they were Hebrew movies. I didn't even know that they were in English until I was a teenager.
Wow.
I know all the songs in Hebrew,
Like the Lion King, but in Hebrew.
I had no idea. I didn't know anything.
Wow.
And then we'd always just get stuff from the library. So the library didn't have like cool stuff. Like, do you guys remember? I'm gonna sound so fucking old, but it was like mystery special magical theater with like Shelley Duvall. Do you remember? Do you remember Shelley Duvall?
No. I know who Shelley Duvall is.
Sure, The
She
Shining.
used to do like mystery theater, which was like fairy tales that she would act out for kids, and she was always in it.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Exactly. Nobody does. That's why I go. So I know I don't have favorite music. Now I listen to just like pop music when I'm walking around the city and working out. That's it.
But
you do listen to some music.
Yeah, just so it isn't like weirdly silent when my feet are touching pavement, but like
You're not putting any energy into it.
0%.
So you weren't a fan of anything growing up?
No.
Wow.
You don't have any music that you like you hear and go, oh, I love this performer. There's no one that you like or dying to see. Taylor Swift, like you don't
Guster.
give a shit.
Dying to see, but to see.
Like if
means
Guster was like, we're
pay
getting back
money.
together, we're going. And...
I would have a hard time caring.
Whoa!
Because it's music. It's like, who cares? It's just noises. You can listen to it anytime. And it's
Right.
also too long.
You do stand-up comedy.
And I do comedy, so I'm like, I'm
That's
paying
real
for
art.
performance.
This was you just getting all emo.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, being like, finally somebody speaks to me. This is way better than The Lion King in Hebrew.
Troy gets it. I mean, it's about as good.
You want to hear The Lion King in Hebrew?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so this is what
I
she
would
evolved into,
Yes.
but this is what she grew
I
up
would
with.
suggest the.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
This is what Karen grew up with.
Hell yeah.
Yes. The king's name is Moish. Okay.
And so when like
Don't you think that was great?
it was really it was better.
Wasn't it better than regular?
I wouldn't say better.
I'm gonna raise my kids with the Hebrew versions. Hey, thingamabobs.
Bombalaboos or whatever. I'm asking for more and more is what she's saying.
Oh, right, because literally I want more wouldn't be the...
It has to rhyme also,
Right.
so I have to change it a little bit.
Interesting.
You know?
To make it rhyme.
Well, Hebrew really doesn't translate into English.
What do you call
No?
No.
Did Sebastian have a Jamaican Hebrew accent?
I can't remember.
It's fine, yeah. I don't mind
like,
like,
when-
If you speak Hebrew, this is like the best.
Hebrew
Right.
music at like
Right.
Jewish weddings. I
This
actually
is
like the music.
mind-blowing.
Right. But when you started making friends that were like, this is the real, were
I
you
was
like, you guys know these movies?
I go, shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out of
fuck
here.
out right now. No, she's like, yeah, they were like, she's American. I was like, oh.
I don't
You
think
didn't know
so.
that?
I didn't know that. Thought she was a Jew under the sea.
Did it shatter you and you're like, oh fuck, I thought this was ours.
Well, I just had to relearn all these songs.
Right.
And it wasn't that hard. So as a kid, my brain was very elastic at the time. So I could learn new things pretty easily. So I go, oh, this makes sense. And also they do roughly mean the same thing.
Sure.
But I was just like, this isn't as good.
Your original's better.
I miss the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss the OG.
You do.
Hebrew, yeah.
Yeah. Do you rewatch any of these now?
Nah.
No.
How? on earth would I do that? First of all, I'd have
That's
to
true. They
have
just
time, and I'd also I have the VHSs, which is useless.
Yeah,
It's
it's not like you have
now it's
VCR
garbage.
plug,
Yeah.
But you can still get them on.
Online. I know, but like I don't have kids and I don't have nostalgia like that to
Right.
watch this.
Right.
I don't even really watch movies, period.
So you don't do movies or music.
When you say it like that, it just sounds psychotic, but
Right. Television, or you're not much of a TV person?
TV?
Right. Who watches
Who
TV?
is watching
Who's
TV?
watching
What's that kind
that?
of time?
Do you rewatch
I'm like so
movies?
busy.
You're busy.
Rewatch?
No.
That means watching in the first place,
Yeah, I
and then
guess
doing
so.
it again. Those are two things I don't do.
What's the last movie you went and saw that you're like, fuck, I'm so happy I did this?
It's a great theater experience.
Yeah, this was unbelievable. This
in
movie.
the theater?
The movie.
Or even home. Even home.
Even home. Oh, you're giving me so many options, and I still don't know.
There's nothing. Nothing.
Must have been something.
That's the thing. Nothing comes to mind.
You guys, I also have a really bad memory where it's like caused problems in relationships for me before. Like someone will tell me something, I just immediately forget. And he's
Right.
like, "You don't care about me." I'm like, "No, I care. I can't remember."
No, I've had the same thing where I forgot that I wasn't supposed to fuck other people.
Did I say I wouldn't do that?
Oh, for Pete's sake, I forgot you were here.
Oh fuck! It's in my notes app. Don't fuck people.
You're gonna have to give me a mulligan on this one. This is a common misunderstanding.
No,
and now I know.
I'm like an elderly person. Like in my notes app, I have notes with just the title of someone's name, and then
Right.
when they tell me something new, I have to write it down.
Do you really?
So I don't forget it. Yeah, because I can't. I remember like with boyfriends and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a boyfriend note, and then when he tells me something, I'm gonna be here on this date. I write it down.
So you write,
So then I go, oh hey, good luck today on the thing.
But that's
it's not
just
that you
because
don't
check
care,
the
yeah.
notes.
Let's check the note. But I care because
But
I care. Just
not that
I
much.
don't know how to care enough to remember things.
Your brain
Right.
doesn't
Your brain
focus
is
it.
full of.
My brain doesn't give one fuck about anybody.
Do you remember your act?
Nope.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Nope. So every single time I go on stage, I need to spend 10 minutes writing my jokes out so that I remember what the fuck I'm going to say.
Do you have a bad memory, or is it just that
Yes.
you need to train it to do something better?
So the jury's out. I don't even know how to memory train. That seems like a torture.
Right.
How do you even do that?
Do you read books?
Yeah, lots of books.
Is that what you spend your time doing?
Yeah, but I remember none of it.
Right. Like rereading the same page over and over again. Like, what
Well,
did I
I'll
just...
forget. I have Kindle Unlimited because you can just like get these books for free instead of paying. You don't pay for an electronic book. That's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
But I'll forget which books I've read. And I read these to go to sleep. I'll just read like these series fiction. So it'll be like a psychological thriller, and there's like 10 of them, right?
Yeah.
It's a character doing blah blah blah. I can't remember which book I've read and which I've not read. So I'll just download the same book over and over again, and it knows you've read it and takes you to the last page. I go, fuck, I've read this one, but I don't know what it
Yes.
says at all.
I would love
Wow.
it if it didn't do that. And you literally read the whole book, and
Again.
at the twist, like at the very end, you're like, "Oh, I did read this."
It's happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that was going to happen. I guess I read this.
Do you one of the things that made me happiest when I read it? We talk about this there was some guy wrote a book about being in prison, and he said that he went to the prison library and he got out a whodunit mystery.
Yeah.
And somebody had underlined the name of the person who had committed throughout the entire book, so immediately you knew. Like I went back and underlined the guy's
That's
name.
so prisony.
It's so, it really
It's
is.
antisocial.
Just let me have one thing.
You just underlined the guy's
It's a terrible thing to do.
That's psychotic. That's a test for if you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also
literally
hilarious.
It's your only escape,
It's funny.
and it's been ruined.
Also, it's like the book has to be so well written for you to not even not even figure it out close to the end.
Yeah.
You kind of always know.
You do.
Oh, it's the mom.
Yeah.
Or
So is that
whatever.
what you spend your time doing? Reading books?
Yes.
Right. That's like. You're
And
like-
doing it's like stand up, books, sleeping.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, what else? Working out. What else is there?
I mean, there's TV,
Banging
movies,
my boyfriend.
entertainment.
Nah, I don't look at the time.
Right. You don't have time for that.
No.
Banging, comedy,
Right. Also,
exercise.
Well, also the person I sometimes I date people who live out of the state. So
So you don't
there's
bang.
a lot of no, we do, but it's a commute.
Gotcha.
You have to travel for it.
There's
Yeah,
a
no,
commute time.
Yeah.
Right,
so
because the
it's-
banging still
I'm
has to happen.
busy.
Gotcha.
You guys, I do a lot.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Music and movies are not on the radar.
Mm-hmm.
What do you listen to when you're in the car? Do you listen to talk? Are you a talk radio person?
Book on tape?
For I don't drive, first of all.
Okay.
Because I've lived in the city for too long. My license is expired. I can if I have to.
Sure.
If it's an emergency, so someone operate a vehicle, yes, I can.
Can't park though.
Not for shit.
Nope.
Were you raised in New York?
No, I was raised in the suburbs of Philadelphia, so I can drive, but I just haven't for so long.
Yeah.
I haven't even had to I've had to drive to the city. It was the most stressful experience of my whole life. I hated it. I'm no longer a competent driver, so just don't have a heart attack while you're driving.
Right.
Like you just handle it.
Right.
Ideally a man. And what do I listen to? So here's the thing, because I don't drive, I'm being driven, which means I'm talking to the driver.
Okay.
Who's probably my friend.
It's a good passenger, courteous.
I am a good passenger.
Driver's choice.
I travel well. I'm not going to make you late or be a pain in the ass.
That's good.
Are you on time for flights?
Always.
Very important.
Always. Oh, I'm crazy early. I'm a scared flyer.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to miss a flight.
You are?
Yeah, I panic.
I've been.
Are you panic about turbulence?
I'm not crazy about it. It's not my favorite.
All right.
I don't like taking off. I don't like landing. Those are the two times when I feel like God is the most suspicious of what you're doing.
Sure.
Like, why is this thing leaving the ground and also falling back onto the ground?
This wasn't one of my creations.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
Like this.
No,
Yeah.
I think they're getting uppity.
This isn't what I created
Yeah,
the universe
I would have
for.
given these little shit piles wings if I wanted this behavior.
And they know it. By the way, it's a meme that they say. They say it on Instagram. I see them do it.
Yeah.
If God wanted people to fly, they'd give them away. Yeah, so they know.
They know.
They're
mocking me.
Aren't there really Orthodox Jews very, very strict who, when they fly, there's something about flying over certain spirits, so they'll actually sit in plastic bags on
Never heard of
on
that.
planes where they cut the little loopholes. They cut a little hole in the bag, so technically the spirit isn't touching them. Like really Orthodox.
So anti-Semitic. Oh my God.
No. It
Oh
was.
my God. I think Hitler wrote that in his book.
I think that's true.
Because you read it.
Did you get it from Mein Kampf?
Yeah, you read that book a couple times.
There you go. Flying over
cemeteries.
cemeteries.
That's got to be some niche, like.
Yeah, maybe. I just did.
His rabbi was.
This feels.
Oh, poor
No, because I
baby.
asked somebody. I might have asked Modi about it. Who's my go-to guy?
This is not a typical occurrence.
Not typical, but is
Not
it?
at all.
It's like the religious people who handle snakes. It's a very, very small group of people who are snake charmers.
It's so small as to be not a thing, though. That's that guy. His family's like, oh, he's in a bag again.
Yeah, exactly. This is a mentally ill person, and they're blaming a whole religion on it.
Shmuley brought out the bag. We told him it's not a thing. You can fly over cemeteries, but
Yeah.
Shlomo won't listen.
Is that true?
I mean, look, the guy that he's with is not in a plastic bag.
He's all the way in it. He nodded it at the top. It's believed
There
that
you
the
go.
man is a Kohen. Kohen. By the way, the last name Cohen is like from Kohen, right? Like
Is it?
it was the priestly tribe, a religious descendant of the priests of ancient Israel are banned from flying over cemeteries. All right, whatever. That's
Obviously, that's a
an
new rule, though, because they didn't have planes back then.
No, and also, that's a fucking ego trip. That's a guy who's full of himself. I'm a Kohen. I can't fly over cemeteries. Oh no, you're not a Kohen, so you don't have that problem.
Right.
I mean, what an ass to sit on a plane with a bag and think that God's going to be mad you fly. Like, I
Again,
just,
this is why I think
Get over yourself.
this probably has more to do with that individual being an ass, regardless of
100%.
religion.
But it is a thing, though. There are people who are that.
There's a guy in Yannicka right next to him that's not in a plastic
Sure.
bag.
Also, look how fogged up his bag is because he's just breathing in it. It's just condensing. He's getting all wet.
Contact with the dead is believed to inflict him with impurity. Like,
Yeah,
just what
okay.
childish idiocy.
No, but fair enough. Jews don't touch the dead. It's like here, period blood and dead are like the worst things you can touch.
Period blood, I
It's
guess.
not wrong. Not wrong.
They do have a point, but yeah, flying over it. That's that guy.
Yeah.
That's.
And how would you know? You're flying. I mean,
Again, that's
No,
exact-
it's a just in case.
Right. At some
Because
point.
you have to assume that at some point there's going to be a cemetery. Just law
Sure.
of averages. Statistically, there's going to be one.
Yeah,
so.
you'd have to. You're right, though. You would have to be in the bag the whole flight.
What if the pilot has a conflict with the fucking dead guy? How can we start thinking of that? When you want the pilot in the bag?
I don't know if he's worried about the pilot going to heaven.
No, he's probably worried about but there's a problem. The fucking plane suffers. Do you know how mad I'd be if I was sitting next to a guy who was crinkling in a bag?
How can they breathe?
I think it was
They
kind
cut
of
holes
awesome.
in it. They accidentally cut holes. There's a really weird workaround.
No, but they do cut holes on purpose. Here's what I'm gonna get. They punch holes in the pre-punch holes invalidate the barrier. So he has to breathe, but he's not allowed to breathe.
No, but it's something about where they have to do it like it's an accident.
Whoops.
Like pre-punch holes and invalidate the barrier. Like,
It's like just the tip.
no, it kind of is. Yes, it's a weird thing.
This
like
is a guy who never gets any pussy. He has to wrap himself in a bag. He's like, I'm going to have to be in this bag. And she's like, never mind.
flights have been delayed or turned around because of the ensuing safety hazards. Passengers would not be able to reach. How about this? You just take it off the guy and go, if you put this on again, we're going to cuff you, you fucking asshole. Stop babying people. If a guy does it on a plane and he's in a bag and you go, you have 10 seconds to take that shit off,
I probably
or
don't
we're going to
wanna-
rip it off and cuff you.
Yeah, I mean that's religious freedom they're interfering with.
Well, honey, flights aren't for you then, babe. Flying's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for you because
Yeah.
you don't like the whole flying over dead people, so it's not for you. You're going to have to take a boat for 3 weeks.
Right, take a bus around, and there you go, take a boat.
And you better hope nobody's drowned.
By the way, there's drownings. What are you going to do about that?
What are you gonna do?
How do you even live? By the way, when you walk over the street, you think there's no bones under the ground?
There's definitely bones under the ground.
There's bones everywhere. I think the ground is
Everywhere.
made of bones.
I think if you're that
Close.
religious,
Pretty sure we're on bones now.
if you think my religion affects this on a plane, they should too bad there's no way for them to open the door and throw you out to really test how much God needs you.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm a Kohen. I fly in bags. Oh, okay.
Karen Margolis is the co-host of The Audacity with Amanda Gale. You can get the podcast now. You can also see her this Friday at the Brooklyn Comedy Club, Saturday, Governors in Levittown. October 12th, the live podcast, The Audacity, at the Stand.
It's actually just a stand-up show by the same name. I know it's confusing.
It's very confusing. In New York City. You can go to KarenMargolis.com. It'll take you to all the dates and everything. Thanks for coming in. It's been great.
Thank you guys for having
Super
me.
fun.
My first time, it was so much fun.
Yeah, anytime. Come back.
This rules. I would love that. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Troy. You hearing that? Taking notes. I'll be
Take a
back
note.
anytime.
Wednesday, I'll be at the Fat Black, 7 o'clock, every Wednesday in October. That's all.